Well, they've got a chance to make a statement tonight. Teams are in the tunnel. Flags are out in the force. Away to our left in the Howard Kendall Gladys Street end. We shall not be moved is a big banner hanging from the top tier, marching down the Goodison Road, and the top is two other big banners hanging down into the tier below, where there are a ton of Everton flags, blue, white and yellow, and the Everton song is being sung loud and proud around the grounds. We did think this was going to be the last Merseyside derby at Goodison Park, but they're going to be here next season as well, past the new stadium at Bramley Moor Dock earlier today. It is looking absolutely magnificent. Believe me, that is going to be an absolute jewel in the Premier League's crown when that stadium is done, open and hosting Everton in the Premier League. Dare I say it? Well, there will be next season. Who knows what's going to happen the season after. Virgil van Dijk at the front of the line of Liverpool players, ahead of Alisson, ready to come out. It looks like they're back to pretty much full strength, Liverpool, after resting a few in that win at Fulham at the weekend. And James Tarkowski at the front with Seamus Coleman, the captain, out again for Everton this evening. They had problems, all sorts of problems at fullback. Ashley Young not in the starting lineup tonight, and he was the butt of some criticism from some of the Everton fans over the last couple of games, really, to be fair. And they are doing their best to make it a bear pit, the bear pit that Sean Dyche wanted ahead of this Merseyside derby, as the siren sounds and the big display screen says COYB. Come on, you Blues. And the players are on their way out. As the Z-Cars theme plays, Everton are getting themselves a police escort out of relegation trouble at the bottom of the table. In tonight's programme, Sean Dyche says this game needs no introduction, but it's not just a derby. Listen to that noise. This is Klopp's last Merseyside showpiece occasion, crucial to both sides, even at this late stage of the season, with 3 points that might mean the title or survival, depending on whether you're red or blue. Everton take on Liverpool here at Goodison. It's live and only on Talksport, with former England captain Stuart Pearce alongside your commentator Sam Matterface.
There's a chill in the air. There's not a cloud in the sky. Bright blue sky above Goodison Park as another chapter in the storied rivalry between Everton and Liverpool, with implications at the top and the bottom of the Premier League table, unfolds here on Merseyside. Everton, whose supporters are booing the Premier League anthem, are battling to keep their heads above water. Liverpool in the final days of Jurgen Klopp's reign, hoping to swim against the tide that is supposed to be sweeping Manchester City or Arsenal to glory. Everton energised their survival bid at the weekend with victory over Nottingham Forest. Liverpool swept aside Fulham after refreshing their outlook, but they have to keep winning. It is a derby that divides this city. It divides its families, its friendships, its households. If you live here, you're red or you're blue. It's a really intense atmosphere, Stuart Pearce. Goodison, a cauldron of noise for a derby that is uniquely local. The walk between the two iconic stadiums across Stanley Park takes less than 14 minutes. On the pitch, it's a gap that has got much wider in the Klopp era, and this is the last one he'll take charge of. He'll want to sign off underscoring that.
You're right, it's an intense derby, it's a brilliant atmosphere within the stadium, and on top of that, one team are vying for the championship, the other one are vying to avoid the championship, so it toys brilliantly for some game tonight.
Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, Bournemouth 0 is the latest scoreline after 14 minutes. That's available on the Talksport app. Crystal Palace against Newcastle kicks off in the next few minutes. Everton against Liverpool here is live, and on Talksport 2 we've got Manchester United against Sheffield United. Everton in blue shirts, white shorts, white socks, lining up with Pickford in goal, Godfrey, Tarkowski, Branthwaite and Mikolenko, Garner and Idrissa Gueye at the heart of midfield, with Harrison, Doucouré and McNeil behind Calvert-Lewin in attack. Liverpool all in red. They'll attack the Gladys Street away to our left in the first half of the game. They've got Allison in goal. Alexander-Arnold is the right back. Canate and Van Dijk, the two centre-backs, with Robertson attacking from the left-hand side. It's the first choice back four for Jurgen Klopp tonight. Jones, who really gets this game. McAllister and Szoboszlai, the three in midfield for Liverpool. Diaz, Nunez and Mo Salah rejoins the Liverpool attack. The noise just settles slightly as we prepare for kick-off inside the stadium. Mo Salah, who has 7 goals in 10 appearances against Everton, has just slowed up in recent weeks. Hasn't looked his old self, but he will expect to tonight. We're underway live on Talksport with the former Manchester City manager, who's experienced what it's like to take charge of a Manchester derby, played in England-Scotland games, experienced the East Midlands rivalry, but this is his first experience tonight of a Merseyside derby. It's Stuart Pearce. How important is managing the emotions on a night like tonight?
I think it's absolutely vital, to be fair. All big games throw up big tensions. You pick up as a player what it means to the fans leading into games like this. You've only got to look at the league table for both teams as well, which cranks up the pressure for both sets of players, by the way. And as I say, I think we're in for a cracker, Sam.
Well, Everton's win at the weekend was controversial, but they got over the line. 2 long-range efforts against Forest that provide a crumb of comfort going into this match, but they can't really afford to take their eye off the ball. Not in this season's Premier League, where comebacks have been almost regular. Here is Trent Alexander-Arnold, who scored a direct free kick down at Craven Cottage, tucking it into midfield where Curtis Jones is waiting for it. Dominic Calvert-Lewin fit enough to start tonight, but we'll be monitoring his fitness after reports of a hamstring injury. Ball flown forward by Virgil van Dijk. We'll keep you in touch with Palace, Newcastle, Everton, Liverpool obviously here, and Man United versus Sheffield United as the ball goes into the box on the right-hand side, into the edge of the area. Out comes Jordan Pickford, and it's collected by the England goalkeeper ahead of Luis Diaz, who is coming in from the left.
I'm just looking at typical Trent Alexander. In possession, he just goes into the centre of midfield, give or take, just to the right-hand side, and looks to pick up the ball like a quarterback. If I was Everton, I wouldn't give him the space that he wants. At the moment, he's having a lot of space to pick the ball up, and with his range of passing and his ability to turn the ball in behind, which he nearly did just then for Diaz, I'd be very mindful of that.
2 minutes gone. Talksport. The ball sent forward down the left by Andrew Robertson, cut out by Ben Godfrey. One in midfield by McAllister, but given away to Calvert-Lewin, who's fouled by Luis Diaz, just short of the centre circle, and a free kick is given. And it will be left for Idrissa Gana Gueye, who scored at the weekend, his second goal of the campaign, to get things moving again for Everton. Jared Branthwaite, who seemed to have recovered very quickly from that injury against Chelsea. A lovely ball out towards the near side, the right, feeds it into Harrison. A lovely ball to the far post, and Calvert-Lewin dealt with by Canate. Comes back into the box. Doucouré reacted instinctively when he really needed to save the touch, and he sent it 7 yards wide of the goal, away to our right-hand side. But 2 absolute peaches from Branthwaite and then from Harrison into the box, which caused a problem for Liverpool's backline.
Yeah, certainly great balls, raking passes by both of them, and testing the backline of Liverpool. And Canate, credit to him, he got his position just right and helped it on with the pace of the ball over the Everton on-rushing forwards.
Van Dijk. Square to Canate, the noise deafening inside the stadium. Clip forward towards the left-hand side, collected by Luis Diaz for Liverpool, who attacks the penalty area, goes on the outside, faces up Godfrey, plays a low ball in towards the near post. It took a deflection off Tarkowski, it almost squirmed beyond Jordan Pickford, and then was eventually cleared out from the byline out towards the far side.
I'll tell you what's going to make this game so special as well, Sam, is the fact that both teams, and Liverpool have done it 4 times now, played that ball in behind the opposition's defence for keen runners in behind. Everton have done it once and caused panic in Liverpool's backline.
Last night's results send a message to both Liverpool and Manchester City that they will have to be at their best to see off Arsenal's charge. Last year's corresponding fixture between these two here finished 0-0. It's a result that might suit Everton tonight. It would not suit Liverpool. Here is Curtis Jones in the middle of the pitch, away to our left-hand side. Konate takes it on just on the edge of the centre circle. McAllister round the corner. It hit the arm of Gay, but he was pulling it away. Referee said no foul, then does give a foul against Curtis Jones for a challenge on Garner, and it's a free kick to Everton just short of the centre circle. It's been a brilliant atmosphere to start the game, and Sean Dyche in his press conference yesterday was calling, as he did previously ahead of the Nottingham Forest game, for a real energy from the supporters, and he certainly got that.
Yeah, he certainly has. And once again, Liverpool looking to go from back to front very quickly. If you give them the opportunity to do that, they will hurt you.
Both teams like to do it occasionally. Here is McNeil left side in towards Calvert-Lewin, who held the ball up really well to start with from a long attack. Away by Luis Diaz, then Szoboszlai. And sort of helped it into the air, really. It was a bit of a fender, and it comes back down to Robertson. A crunching tackle by Tarkowski sets Harrison away. He bends the ball in behind. It comes to Calvert-Lewin, who goes round the goalkeeper. He tried to nudge it in. He couldn't. He lost his footing. They've got a penalty instead. And Alisson has brought him down. And inside 6 minutes, Everton have a penalty in front of the park end. It's just a yellow card for Alisson.
Well, I've got to say, we talked about that ball in behind the back line. There was another one. It was brilliant. Just missed, but I'm not sure which Everton strives to Decore. Just missed by him. I think they're looking for a potential offside here on Decore. He is offside. He didn't touch the ball, but he made a play for it. And then Calvert-Lewin was the one who benefited.
Well, I don't think that Decore gets involved with the play, so if he's not involved with the play, then this will stand as a penalty, and so will the yellow card. The reason he hasn't been sent off, by the way, is double jeopardy law. He did make an attempt to play the ball, and as a result of that, he has just got a yellow card. They're checking the possible offside here.
I think it's offside. I've just had a look again. I think both Decore and Calvert-Lewin are offside.
Well, I can't see a monitor, so I can't tell you. But if they are both offside, then this penalty will not stand. But it's a big call this early in the game, isn't it?
It certainly is. As I say, this has all come from both teams finding out about each other by popping that ball in behind each other's back line.
It was a great ball by Jack Harrison, I have to say. It was a sensational ball by Jack Harrison with the outside of his boot to bend that ball around the back of the defence, and two players running onto it caused chaos inside the box. We're still none the wiser as to whether the penalty is going to be given or not. The way things are shaping up, they look like they're indicating that it's going to be. Andy Madley is the referee. The VAR looking from on high is David Coote, and he's given offside, and the penalty has been scrubbed off, and so has Alisson's yellow card as a result of that, Stuart Pearce.
Yeah, well listen, I only had to look at it the still once to see that both players were in offside position, so I'm surprised it's took that long. They've come to the right decision, that is for sure, but from Everton, it will give Everton a big lift, you know. Turnover of possession. Van Dijk, I think, got booked in the melee as well afterwards, claiming that Tarkowski's tackle was a bit overly aggressive. I thought it was a wonderful challenge that started the attack.
Yeah, well, we haven't got any confirmation that there was a yellow card for Virgil van Dijk, but we have seen that Alisson's has been overturned, so looks like we've got a blank sheet. But it's a great start to the game. Here is Nunez helping it back to Szoboszlai as they quickly come forward. Down the left it goes to Robertson. Robertson's cross is deep to the far post. Salah trying to keep it alive. McNeil will get there first. The game being played at a furious tempo. Once again it's been unleashed at firebrand pace. And Szoboszlai now tries to add a little bit of poise to the encounter over far side. 8.5 gone. Everton harassing all over the field. Liverpool trying to get the ball forward quickly. They've had a penalty scare go against them. Virgil van Dijk was pretty adamant that there was an offside in the build-up to it, and that was confirmed by the VAR. David Coote very, well, slowly. It certainly took its time. And from those who have seen the pictures, they suggest that it was all very straightforward and should have been sorted out a lot earlier than it was. Here's Jones down the left, trying to get to the edge of the penalty area for Liverpool, who are on the attack once again. 0-0 here, 0-0 everywhere so far. Chipped over the top for Salah, who brings it down, pokes it goalwards, and before Nunez can touch it home, Godfrey came in from right back and poked it away and out to safety, and it's a corner kick. And it's an important prod by Ben Godfrey.
Well, a couple of things here. Firstly, Godfrey's challenge there was magnificent. Make no mistake, he's a yard off his own goal line. 2 players bearing in on him. He's done fantastically well. Secondly, from Everton's point of view, someone's got to get tight to Trent Alexander. As his ball flipped over the back of their defence, you've got to get tight to him in midfield.
Here's the corner, whipped in towards the near post. Nunez gets something on it, but not enough. Godfrey away, comes out as far as McAllister. There's a bundle on the edge of the box. The ball ricochets into the right full-back position. It's collected by Coleman, and he sends it by Harrison, sends it long down the right, looking for McNeil. Out comes Decore. Allison spoons the ball out, and it's out of play on this near side. Sean Dyche, who is wearing a tracksuit, by the way, screaming, shouting, really getting into his team down in front of us, trying to keep the momentum and the tempo up here. 11 minutes gone. Big game for Liverpool to negotiate here as far as the title race is concerned. This is a real test of their credentials as we go into the final few matches of the season. Trent Alexander-Arnold saying after the game on Sunday night that it has to be 5 wins between now and the end of the campaign, which means that they have to win here tonight. It's not going to be easy, and certainly Everton aren't going to make it easy for them.
No, they'll be desperate to make sure Liverpool don't come away with all 3 points. I think Liverpool's tactic, as often's the case, they try to get 5 men in the front line up against Everton's 4, and then supply the ball into Trent Alexander, who just flips it over the back of the defence for runners. And Everton have got to be mindful of that.
Talksport on a Wednesday night on Merseyside, halfway line, free kick. Pickford takes it, hits the back of Tarkowski, who was wrestling with Szoboszlai. Nunez picks it up for Liverpool, far side the right, and then from the edge of the area it's sort of swished away by Trent Alexander-Arnold, defended well by Idrissa Gana Gueye, who has it, didn't spot that Salah was coming behind him but held on to it anyway. And then Mykolenko, who said he relishes the battle with Salah, said he did well against him last season and fancies his chances against him again, sends it down the left-hand side. Collected now on the far touchline is McNeil. He brings it infield. 12 minutes gone. Everton have started the game really well. They're a completely different outfit to the one that I saw last Monday night, when they were absolutely swatted aside with ease at Stamford Bridge. Ball sent long down the left towards McNeil. Everton on the hunt. Konate comes across. Was there a foul there? Liverpool fans were urging something. That's a foul by McAllister on Gueye as he tries to skip past him right on the edge of the box, and it's going to be a free kick to Liverpool, 5 yards back from the edge of the area, within shooting range. Stuart Pearce.
Yeah, it's certainly in a good area there. I think McNeil stood over it at the moment. Not sure with his left foot he'll be going for goal, unless he's going up and down to this near post. I think from Everton's point of view, I've mentioned it a couple of times, the ball over the top, a plain ball over the top for both Liverpool and Everton, is causing problems for each defence. I think they've got such willing runners in both teams to chase even lost causes.
McNeil standing over it, he'll swing this in left-footed. I don't think he is going to go for goal. He's going to send it in behind the defence, in between the edge of the 6-yard box and the back line. It's towards the far post, and Godfrey gets a free header and misses the target.
I'll tell you what, he's just flipped it up to the back post. He's tempted Allison to come and get it. He's decided not to come and get it. And Godfrey's got to do a lot better there. The spin on the ball, he's just let it hit his head, and it's just spun off his forehead behind the goal, skimming the side netting.
That was a great chance. And I think he sort of just, as you say, allowed it to hit him. He didn't have any thought about where he was going to place it, but it ended up just spooning off the side of his head and going wide of the post. If
you're trying to give the player a bit of credit somewhere, the spin on the ball, the outswing that McNeil put on the ball, if you let it hit your head, it will spin off and go wide. It will go to the right. What you've got to do is meet it full on.
Ball sent long from right to left by Trent Alexander-Arnold before it can reach Robertson. It's tucked back by Harrison to warm applause from the Everton fans. Everton, who don't pass you to death or dominate the football too often. They just plot to hit you direct, either from long balls from deep or from set pieces. They're statistically been one of the most direct teams in the Premier League this season, no doubt about it. But Liverpool quite direct as well, and they're quite happy to break at breakneck speed. They prefer you to come onto them so that they can win it back and then try and rush forward and unsettle you. It is a clash of styles, and it's a game that means everything. And Liverpool have got to keep winning. Everton have got to ensure that they don't end up in a vulnerable state. Here is Calvert-Lewin flicking it on brilliantly. Actually, there was no one up there joining him as the ball went up to him, and because there wasn't any other option, it ended up just being a lost cause, really. But he is brilliant in the air, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and anything you can toss up to him, he will make something of.
Yeah, he will. As I say, he's up there alone, I think, on that occasion, and Daichi's manager's telling him, take it on your chest, son, you know. And I think that's what would have caused Liverpool a problem, but maybe it was too high for him.
Jurgen Klopp standing in the Goodison visitors' dugout for the last time as the Liverpool manager tonight. Hands behind his back, black baseball cap on, big puffer jacket, and a pair of grey and pink trainers down in front of us. We are in the second of 3 tiers of the main stand here at Goodison Park on the halfway line, bringing you live commentary for the second night running over on Talksport 2. We've got Manchester United against Sheffield United. It's 0-0 in that game. In fact, it's 0-0 in all of the other Premier League games tonight and at the CBS Arena in Coventry. Here's Harrison speeding over halfway, running into McAllister, turning into Jones. Jones escapes with the ball. There was a foul there, according to Andy Madley, the referee, and the free kick is given a good 7 or 8 yards in front of the centre circle on the right-hand side. Let's go off to Molineux, get an update there. Adam Bridge.
Still Wolves 0, Bournemouth 0. Been playing for 31 minutes here. It's Bournemouth's game so far. 4 times Jose Sarr has saved Wolves. The best opportunity that for Kluivert, which brought a wonderful save. Up the other end, just 1 effort on target for Wolves so far. They're struggling to get out of their own half. It remains Wolves 0, Bournemouth 0.
Newcastle want European adventure. How are they getting on at Selhurst Park this evening? We'll get there in just a second because this free kick now just about to be taken. McNeil clipped towards the far post, looking for Branthwaite, who heads it back across the face of goal. Calvert-Lewin with a header, and it's pushed away by Alisson and out on this near side. It's a good chance for Everton. Another good chance for Everton. They've had a couple already in the game. 17 gone. Ball out of play on this near side. What a good opportunity. And again, another set piece well worked.
Yeah, it certainly was. First contact on 2 occasions there. The second one, Alisson's had to get both his hands on it just to parry it back where it come from.
Here is Harrison once again, down by the corner flag, looking to take on Robertson. Gets to the byline. Robertson just gets something on it. Harrison wins it back. Diaz trying to escape. Godfrey went to hold him round his midriff, but he still wriggled away, and then the free kick was given. So he will go off to Selhurst Park. They played about 17 minutes there as well. Here's Ian Abrahams.
Still Palace 0, Newcastle all Palace though, as Will Hughes wins the tackle. Matterface header over. Emery Chiesa is fired wide from the edge of the box. Palace 0, Newcastle 0.
And into the Championship, 2 teams looking to get to the playoffs at the CBS Arena. Here's Talksport's Jeff Peters.
Well, no goals between Coventry and Hull, but the visitors have been the better side. Irma, Greaves and Morton, all with opportunities. Half an hour gone, it's Coventry 0, Hull 0.
Cheers, Jeff, thank you very much. Back here, it's 0-0 between Everton and Liverpool. 18 minutes have been played here, and it's been a really fiery start to the game. And the Everton crowd certainly getting behind their team. Here is Szoboszlai taking on Branthwaite, who goes tight to the touchline on the far side, high up inside Everton territory, and Szoboszlai is shuffled out. It's away for a throw in which Alexander-Arnold will take.
Yeah, at this stage, Sam, I don't think there's anything to choose between the 2 sides. Chances are coming at both ends, and I think probably Everton have had the clear cutter of the couple that they've had.
Calvert-Lewin has won the ball despite what looked like a foul. Idrissa Gana Gueye went to continue. The referee played the advantage. Then that advantage didn't materialise because he sort of almost stopped really wanting the free kick. And then the referee decided, I will give you now that free kick 4 yards inside opposition territory.
See, what you've got to understand as a referee as well, advantage to Everton is potentially stopping the play and let us have a set play. where we can toss the ball in the box. That's advantage to us. Advantage to Liverpool is try and let the play go on, because they will prefer that. So the actual meaning of advantage is different for both teams.
McNeil towards the far post with his delivery, finds Tarkowski, who was steaming at the back post, got a header in on goal, and it's away by Alisson, who caught it rather simply. Well, that was a poor ball by McAllister, and Garner almost snatched it, but he slipped at the vital moment, and Liverpool managed to play. Now they bring the ball up towards the halfway line. It remains 0-0 on Talksport. Both teams have had chances. Liverpool, I think, will be a little bit fortunate not to be behind here. I think they're probably looking at this game thinking we've got to weather this Everton storm, this early Everton storm, because they've come out the traps really fast. And the fact is that storm's been going on for 20 minutes now.
Yeah, I thought Liverpool started quite well. 3 or 4 balls in behind, were just stretching Everton. Since then, Everton are the side that are creating more open chances.
Ball sent forward towards Nunez. He didn't quite get on the end of it, and Pickford was very quickly out. There has been a goal at Coventry. Talksport's Jeff Peters.
Hull City have the lead here at Coventry. Jaden Philogene with his 12th in the league this season. A low drive that has squirmed in. They've been the better team. They deserve it. Hull lead Coventry 1-0.
Alisson playing out from the back, rushed by McNeil, almost had it pinched by McNeil. Comes out to Calvert-Lewin, who tries to shut down Van Dijk, who elevates it to halfway. Tarkowski's the first one to get there. Heads the ball down towards the edge of the penalty area away to our right. McAllister brings it forward. Diaz to Nunez. Onside, says the linesman on the far side. He gets challenged by Godfrey, who wraps one of his long, lean legs around the body of the Uruguayan and pinches the ball. Back it comes from McAllister. On to Nunez. Down by the byline. Stabbed away by Tarkowski. It's a corner.
I'll tell you what, Sam, there's been 2 or 3 absolutely wonderful tackles in this game today. Referees playing his part, letting things go if they're not fouls. And talking about the advantage thing we were speaking about earlier, I remember I was playing in a game once and the referee, it was a free kick on the edge of the box to the opposition, and he's waved play on. I said to him afterwards, I said, "Oi mate, you ever see me take a free kick? The advantage is you stop him playing, give me a free kick." He went, "OK, fair enough."
0-0. Here is Trent Alexander-Arnold to take the corner in front of the Gladys Street. Away to our left-hand side. He's got 3 or 4 to aim at on the edge of the 6-yard box. There's Van Dijk coming in, and Nunez as well. It's aimed in towards that edge of the 6-yard box. It's cleared away out as far as Gay. Gay heads it away, but it's retrieved by Robertson, who sends it back the other way. It might come through to Nunez. He'll leave it. It goes out for a corner. There's a goal at Molineux. Let's get there now. Talksport's Adam Bridge.
Wolves 0, Bournemouth 1. It's been coming. Antoine Semenyo with his 8th Premier League goal of the season. He started the move on halfway and he finished it at the edge of the 6-yard box. We've got 9 to go to half-time. Wolves 0, Bournemouth 1.
Hull lead Coventry by a goal to 0. All the other games are 0-0, including Talksport 2's live commentary tonight. Manchester United against Sheffield United. We've got a corner here at Goodison Park for Liverpool, in towards the near post. Diaz with a little flicked header. Comes back to McAllister, edge of the box. And now they've got a chance to run it clear. Garner picks it up for Everton. Charges to halfway. Releases it to Doucouré. He's got McNeil in front of him. Tries to poke it down the touchline. It took a deflection off Jones. Goes out for a throw-in over on the far side. You're listening to Everton 0, Liverpool 0 on Talksport with Now. And don't forget, with Now you can stream all the Sky Sports action like Everton versus Liverpool live right now, contract free, with a Now membership. Search Now Sports.
Yeah, both teams sniffing blood every time there's an opportunity to counter-attack. They're getting men forward very, very quickly and dynamically.
Well, it's a frenzied game. The ball being given away by both teams. Sloppy passes being punished. Everton have had a habit of keeping things tight. They have managed 10 clean sheets in the Premier League this season. It's up there with the very best defences in the league. But they also have the propensity to collapse, as they did last Monday. They've been very good at defending without the ball. They face an XG of 0.21 for every 100 passes that the opposition make, which is the second best record in the division behind Arsenal. And when they do give up shots, they're usually of low quality. That's why they don't concede too many goals. And if you look at their goals conceded in all competitions, 53 this season. That's only one more than Liverpool. Here is Jones on the edge of the centre circle, bringing it forward for the Reds. Down the right it goes into Nunez. Nunez inside the area now. Oh, he collapsed. He slipped And vitally so, and as a result that move broke down and the Everton fans were full of glee. I think they rather enjoyed that, Stuart.
They certainly did. I wonder whether Daichi thought that was a penalty.
Let's go to the CBS Arena. A big goal for Jeff Peters.
Yeah, we have an equaliser. Coventry 1, Hull 1, and Hull's lead through Jayden Philogene lasted just 5 minutes. Casey Palmer, free kick just outside the penalty area. Brilliant, top corner, top class. Coventry 1, Hull 1.
Denied a place in the semi-final on Sunday because of the celebrations in the quarter-final. Casey Palmer only had a watching brief at Wembley as a result of that. Was there a push in the back by Konate on Calvert-Lewin as he leapt to try and win a long ball forward? The referee says there was, and it's going to be a free kick just in front of the centre circle left-hand side, and a chance for Everton to send the ball forward once again from a set piece.
Yeah, as I say, Konate very aggrieved, but he did have a hand on Calvert-Lewin's back. I think Calvert-Lewin, well, he's jumping out the clouds and still missed the ball, but it gives Everton another opportunity to toss one into the far post. They seem to be winning first contact on everything.
I don't know if you've seen these articles about these new running shoes that give you an extra bounce in your step, but he seems to have some springs in those boots. Ball deep towards the far post, in towards Branthwaite, who heads the ball back across the face of goal. It's cleared by Liverpool, out for a throw into Everton on this near side. It's almost like he's flying when the ball goes up towards him.
Yeah, he gets some height, quite incredible.
Calvert-Lewin will be a target whenever there's a ball into the box from a wide area or from a set piece or from a dead ball situation. Here is Godfrey looking to toss it in, gives it to Doucouré. Back to Godfrey, tight to the touchline. Bounces up, cleared away by Diaz. Not the best of clearances. And Idrissa Gana Gueye wins a free kick. If you don't think that Everton are going to try and win as many free kicks in and around your penalty area as is humanly possible, then I'm afraid you're a bit naive, because this is what they do. They know this is a weapon that they've got. They haven't got that many weapons. They've only got 2 players that have scored 6 goals this season in all competitions. So this is what they have to do.
Yeah, it is, but it doesn't make it any less frustrating for the opposition players or even crowd, to be fair. Too many players probably planting their feet these days and going to the ground cheaply.
McNeil sending the ball to the far post. Branthwaite coming in underneath it. Doucouré is up there as well. It wasn't a clean header. Bounces on the edge of the box. It's a poor allow from Trent Alexander-Arnold. Back in by Harrison. Into Godfrey. Tries to strike it. Blocked by Robinson. Still loose. Branthwaite is there. It's in. It's swerved under Allison. And it's gone into the net. And Branthwaite has a Merseyside derby goal. A breakthrough season. A breakthrough goal. A massive moment in the Merseyside derby and in the Premier League season. Everton lead by 1-0. Liverpool protest, suggesting that there was an infringement in the build-up, but Branthwaite is half in the crowd. Everton lead by 1-0.
Well, I don't know whether this is offside. They'll certainly have a look at it as always, but Branthwaite there was the one who put the ball across the face of goal. He was the one who was still in the box, and when it broke for him, it squirmed underneath Allison. It was over the line before Calvert-Lewin arrived.
Well, once the ball is in the box, I don't think there's an infringement for offside. Therefore, I think it's a different phase of play, because Liverpool had the chance to clear the ball prior to the final shot going in. But they are checking it for a possible offside for what they would call the attacking phase of play in the build-up to the goal.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, it's looking offside. In the still that's in front of me, I think that's offside.
I think he's got to go and review it, though.
Onside.
I think he's got to go and review it, if it is the case. No, I think that's onside. It's onside. It's going to count. Hasn't been told to the crowd yet, but I think this is going to count. The only thing they're now checking is that attacking phase of play, as I just mentioned, to see if there's an infringement here, and whether they've... I think it resets anyway when it goes out that far side.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you. I don't think that's part of the same attacking phase as the laws of the game stand now. But I tell you what...
There you go. Everton do lead. VAR has given the goal, and now there is a second rumble of noise that rocks Goodison Park to its foundations.
I tell you what, Sam, Liverpool have paid the penalty for not winning any of the headers that have come in their box so far, and there's been about 5 or 6 from set plays and corners. They've not won any of them. Everton have won first contact, second contact, and on that occasion, for Liverpool's cost, it's felt a Branthwaite and he's finished it.
Well, it squirmed under the arm of Alisson. It hit the inside of the post, and just as it crossed the line, Calvert-Lewin made sure, but it was Branthwaite's goal all day long. And Jarrad Branthwaite, who has had a magnificent season, gets his 3rd goal and probably his most important of the season. Once again, Liverpool have conceded the first goal in a Premier League game. Once again, they're going to have to come from behind. Here's McAllister, right side, into the box, swirling cross, dealt with by Tarkowski, collected then by Harrison and sent upfield through the middle of the pitch, away by Van Dijk, up to the halfway line. Robertson's got it now. Jurgen Klopp will need a response from his team.
He certainly will. As I say, they're trying to settle it down now, be composed, but Everton have got their tails up, no doubt about that. They know the way to Liverpool's goal. They've had the ball in the net twice, one standing, one not.
Jones down the left-hand side for Liverpool, trying to get forward and put the home team on the back foot. They lead Everton by a goal to nil here, live on Talksport. Lots of talk today about the new Liverpool boss, but the current one, if he's to get the ultimate send-off, needs to win this and every other game between now and the end of the season. He's trailing at the moment. Crystal Palace 0, Newcastle 0. They're approaching half-time at Molineux. Wolves 0, Bournemouth 1. 1-1 Coventry hole in the Championship, and on Talksport 2, it's Manchester United 0, Sheffield United 0 after just over half an hour. We've had a brilliant half an hour here. Ball out towards the left, on to Robertson. Robertson now tries to feed the ball down into the left channel, where it's collected by Jones. Comes back to Robertson again. A ball into the box, which is fended away by Gay. Collected on the edge of the area by Harrison. They want to get clear here. Harrison does well to chip it forward, but it was an aimless ball forward. And actually, if he'd played that just slightly infield and found Calvert-Lewin, it was 2-on-2.
I tell you what, the emotions in that technical area in front of us. Dyche is down there, Klopp's having a go at the 4th official, the assistant trainer is up for Liverpool as well, barracking the 4th official. It's all going on.
Well, Jurgen Klopp having a word with Simon Hooper. Doesn't look particularly happy about something, Jurgen Klopp. I don't think he'll be happy about the scoreline. Everton 1, Liverpool 0. Live on Talksport tonight with Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Enterprise has 450 branches with all the vehicles your business needs. Ball into the box, edge of the area is Tarkowski. As Liverpool come forward again, he heads it away. Out for a throw-in over on the far side. Collected and into the path now of Trent Alexander-Arnold, who fends it forward into the Salah, who we haven't seen much of in the opening stages of this game.
No, he's been very quiet. He's not received a great deal of ball, and certainly when he has, he's not been able to isolate Mykolenko.
I just wonder whether or not for the first time we're seeing a drop in his performance level at Liverpool. Alexander-Arnold finds Nunez, who should have taken that down, didn't. Gay intervenes after they half clear it. It then bounces and comes back in towards this near side, and then brilliant from Harrison, who used great body strength to shrug off Jones and wins a throw-in on this near side.
I tell you what, any chances that are going to come Liverpool's way at this moment in time are going to go through Trent Alexander. It's his forward pass into Nunez, and he's miscontrolled it in the box. Should have done better.
He should have done much better, and if he had done, he would have. He had the room to turn and get a shot away, and it didn't materialise because of his bad touch. Everton 1, Liverpool 0. The latest odds, you can go to Ladbrokes. Right now, you can get 19-10 for Everton to win, 13-10 for Liverpool, 11-5 is the draw. It's all thanks to Ladbrokes, 18+, be gamble aware. .org, half-time at Molineux. Here's Alan Bridge.
0, Bournemouth 1. The Cherries worthy of their advantage. Sarr, the best player on the pitch for Wolves, and he's had to be to deny Bournemouth time and time again, but he couldn't stop Semenyo scoring his 8th Premier League goal of the season. Half-time, Wolves 0, Bournemouth 1.
That VAR check, by the way, between the first initial celebration and the goal was 1 minute and 43 seconds. Penalty at Coventry, Jeff Peters.
It's Coventry 1, Hull 1. Coventry back on level terms. Hull have a penalty, which they have scored through Fabio Carvalho. They are in front for the second time here. First half stoppage time, Coventry 1, Hull 2.
Back here, the ball is with Luis Diaz into the penalty area. Fabio Carvalho belongs to Liverpool, doesn't he? McAllister out to the right, back in by Trent Alexander-Arnold, taken down by Harrison, who's been a busy boy in a defensive sense rather than an aggressive one, although he has put a couple of good balls into the box as well. Gets it clear, picked up by Jones, accusations of handball, midway inside the Everton half, cutting in from the left, the ball is sprayed out to the right, taken down now by Szoboszlai. It's helter-skelter stuff, completely hectic. Szoboszlai bursting into the box, runs into Branthwaite, he manages to clear, and he couldn't put the ball in behind Konate. If he had done, it was a foot race.
Yeah, at this moment in time you'd say Everton want it that little bit more than Liverpool. They've got the goal to hang on to. They're winning the challenges.
Diaz, McAllister, onto Nunez. Nunez shoots, saved by Pickford. And it's a vital one. Back down the left it goes to Robertson. Crashes the ball into the chest of Godfrey. There's a red onslaught here now. 1-0 to Everton. Nunez coming closest. The first time they've tested Pickford in the game. And that's what they're capable of in a blink of an eye, Liverpool. 10 minutes to go before half-time. McAllister scrapping on this near side. Jones with Gay takes the ball down the left side. Back infield it goes. Sheffield United have taken the lead away at Manchester United. Back there in just a second. Here is McAllister moving to the edge of the box, and he crashes the ball straight out of play. And I can tell you that Jayden Bogle has scored a huge goal at Old Trafford. And apparently Andre Onana is having his blushes magnified. He's passed the ball straight to Jayden Bogle, who has scored the opener at Old Trafford. Back here, it's 1-0 to Everton, and here's Stuart Pearce.
I'll tell you what, we've just seen a fella in a Dixie Dean shirt about 3 rows in front of us. We think it's Ian Danter.
Well, I can tell you that it's not, because Ian Danter is commentating on Talksport too.
I thought we'd lost one at Old Trafford.
However, that is one hell of a look-alike.
I'll tell you what, Everton are hunting in packs. It's safety in numbers. They're not getting isolated, and leading that is Tarkowski. I think he's been magnificent for this first 30 odd minutes of the game. He really has.
It's been an incredibly committed team performance from Everton, and they have got their rewards so far in the game. McNeil felt he was fouled again by Luis Diaz. He's absolutely furious. Andy Madley has given the free kick. Virgil van Dijk now does get a yellow card for complaining too vociferously to Andy Madley. And Madley has said to him, if you don't go back, I'll book you again.
I'll tell you what, I think the referee's handled this game brilliantly tonight. It's a powder keg of a game, we know that. I think he's handled it really well. I think he's got on top of things that he thought were fouls, let other things go. And Everton have got a wonderful opportunity once again. McNeil will feather it up to the far post with a bit of loft on it. You can near enough write the script. Branthwaite will come over the top of a Liverpool midfield stroke defender, win the ball, and then it's fair game. Who's going to get on the seconds?
Real energy about Everton. There's an electrifying atmosphere here. It's an explosive atmosphere here. 1-0 to Everton. McNeil clipping the ball in behind the defence. Branthwaite up there. Van Dijk, good defending. Offside flag, I think, was up. It's going to be a free kick on the edge of the penalty area. Oh, the referee's not happy about where the free kick was taken from.
I think he's give it for a foul on Tarks with Trent Alexander, and I'm not sure it was. I think it was the other way. Tarkowski's got nothing to gain by fouling Trent Alexander in that area.
Well, I'll tell you what, Merseyside derbies often fail to live up to the billing, but this one certainly has it. 38 minutes of compelling football on Talksport, and almost given away by Alexander-Arnold over on the far side. It might be Szoboszlai actually funneled that backwards, and James Garner went chasing after it, and he was so close to getting on the end of it. A foul by Tarkowski on Luis Diaz, just 5 yards inside the Everton half of the field. We know how good Liverpool
can be. They produced a much more complete performance against Fulham, finished off some of their chances, which had been a recent problem for them, an issue that Everton have been wrestling with all season, by the way. And before today, they'd only scored 18 league goals at home all campaign, Everton. Burnley are the only team in the Premier League that has scored fewer than that. It means that when you play Everton, you don't have to score a bucket load to beat them. But Liverpool do have to score at least 2 tonight. Salah onto Nunez. Intervention came from Ben Godfrey, cleared away by Garner. I do just wonder, and especially with Liverpool's propensity to come back in second halves and win matches during that period, how long Everton can keep this tempo up for, because it's been an incredible pace at which the game has been played at.
Well, they'll keep up a tempo that's got to match and surpass Liverpool. The moment they don't, Sam, you know full well this red team will score.
Helped away by Branthwaite. Salah was trying to allow it to go out for a corner. Branthwaite did well enough to stop it from doing that, and it's out for a throw-in over on the far side to Liverpool, which Szoboszlai sort of travelled down the touchline and then onto the pitch and threw the ball down into the path of Trent Alexander-Arnold. And they continue to play. We've got 6 minutes before half-time, live on Talksport. Ball picked up on the edge of the centre circle by Konate, sent back to Alisson. And they are unbeaten at Goodison Park under Jurgen Klopp, Liverpool. Here is Diaz combining with Robertson, getting down the left, producing a cross, watched by Tarkowski. Good strong header by him. And there was a collision inside the box, which has led to one of the Everton players, Mykolenko, crumpling inside the 6-yard box. And Nunez is being accused of being a bit too physical with him. The referee has gone over to check on the prognosis. Did he land on the left boot of Mykolenko here, Darwin Nunez? Certainly the physio has had to come on.
He looks as though he's holding halfway up his shin. Now, whether that's the area that's affected, alternatively, whether it's his ankle or his knee, and he's just holding that area.
We will see after we get a replay, which we'll get to after we've been to half-time at the CBS Arena in Coventry. And Jeff Peters.
It's Coventry 1, Hull 2. Jayden Philogene, 12th of the season, put the visitors in front. The keeper had a nightmare, though. Brilliant equaliser soon after. Casey Palmer, sensational free kick, rocket into the top corner. Fabio Carvalho's penalty after Delap was fouled put them back in front. They're still dreaming of the playoffs. Hull lead Coventry 2-1.
I'm a bit worried about this for Vitaly Mykolenko, because he is slapping the ground in frustration. He's still wriggling around, writhing around in pain. I don't know if he landed awkwardly, but the very fact that we have not been shown a replay of it always concerns me slightly, Stuart, that the injury might be quite serious.
Yeah, I mean, he's sat up at the moment, you know, so he's aware of it. You can see the pain etched on his face. I think it's an ankle situation, I think. But he's been down a long time now, and you do wonder whether he will be fit to continue.
That'll be a big blow for Everton if that is the case, because he has enjoyed his battles with Mo Salah. Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, Bournemouth 1 is a half-time score from the Premier League. 0-0 Crystal Palace Newcastle. Over on Talksport 2, Manchester United 0, Sheffield United 1. We've just heard from Coventry, and here it's Everton who lead by 1-0. I mentioned Salah being a little bit quiet. I mean, he missed more games this year than he did in the previous 3 combined. I don't know, I want to say age is catching up with him, but pre-AFCON he'd got 14 goals and 8 assists in 20 Premier League games. Since returning from injury, 3 goals and 1 assist in 7. I mean, he still might deliver 20 or more league goals for a 5th time in 7 seasons, but I just wonder whether or not we're just seeing him just fade slightly. He's only had 11 touches in the game so far, 10 passes, only one of those key. No shots or shots on target in the game, Stuart.
Yeah, as I say, you know, it's a long season, a long demanding season, especially when the season breaks for African Cup of Nations like he's done. And he's on the move now, he seems to me, Mykolenko, just looking at him.
Yeah, he is moving and he looks a little bit better. It's taken some time to get him up again, but apparently he landed and then twisted on the ankle. It might be one he is able to continue with. Certainly Everton hope so. Manchester United 1, Sheffield United 1. An equaliser. They are checking the goal for a possible offside though in that game.
Harry Maguire has put the ball in the net. Here is Robertson into Jones. Back in field it goes to Konate. Konate in the dead centre of the Everton half. Still Mikalenko off the field. The ball helped into the box, comes to Diaz. Diaz's shot saved by Pickford, who kicks it clear and out on the far side. Brilliant work from the goalkeeper again. I must admit, Stuart, I watched the game on Sunday when they played Nottingham Forest, and I thought he, on a couple of occasions, came to their rescue. When you look at his antics over the course of the season, he has saved Everton so many points, and he's just saved them again there.
Well, you would probably say he's been arguably their player of the season. He's made so many good saves, as you rightly say. He's had two that have been straight at him, but you've got to get your positional play correct for that.
Here is the corner in towards the near post. Konate goes up, miskicks it, cleared away by Mikalenko, who's back on the field of play, still hobbling. But he's shoveled the ball out on this near side. He's going to try and make it a half-time. We've got a minute. That goal has been given at Old Trafford. Harry Maguire's goal is legitimate. It's Manchester United 1, Sheffield United 1. Manchester United chasing 6th place, so are Newcastle, both of them dropping points at this moment in time. Their big rivals for that yesterday would have been Chelsea, but they were blown away by Arsenal. Arsenal's victory means that Liverpool have to win, so do Manchester City. Here's Nunez, edge of the box, played in by Alexander-Arnold. Back to Salah, scuffs his shot. His second one is over the bar. Well, he hit the first one against Garner. It came back to him and he studded it over the top of the crossbar.
I've got to say, once again, there was a cheddar gorge in the middle of Everton's backline for whatever reason. And there's one man who's going to find that space, Trent Alexander. And Nunez, once again, he's taken the ball, but he hasn't taken it, let's say. He should be taking that round the corner with one touch and hitting it with the next. And then when it's come out to Salah, unlike him, he's had two very poor efforts at it. But for me, I would man-mark almost out of possession, man-mark Trent Alexander. He's too dangerous with a through ball, Sam, not to.
6 minutes of added time. Yeah, I mean, he just seems to be able to provide a ball which can sneak through the tightest of gaps and expose the Everton defence. But how Nunez keeps getting into positions where he is free. In fact, Everton are benefiting from the fact that his touch, his first touch, has been so heavy that it is prevented him from getting an opportunity on goal. McNeil's gone down after a collision with Van Dijk. We're into the first of 6 at the end of the first half here. Ball collected far side the right. In it goes towards McAllister. Trent Alexander-Arnold again trying to lift it down to Salah. Away by Doucouré. It's down to play over on the far side.
Yeah, I mean, where the problem lies for Everton, as I mentioned earlier, they got a back four, but Liverpool, because they're comfortable in the build-up and no pressure on around the halfway line, they end up getting 5 attackers up against 4. So any movement at all, and with the ability of Trent Alexander to find a pass, you're going to find a forward in the front line. Fortunately for them, as you mentioned, Nunez's first touch has been very average.
Braithwaite kicks it clear. As Calvert-Lewin is running behind Konate. He's going to sweep up rather easily and send it back to the goalkeeper. And Liverpool will look to build again. They have drawn 5 of their 7 away derbies under Klopp, Liverpool here. It's not always an easy place for them to come. They can't afford just a draw tonight. Luis Diaz trying to jink his way to the edge of the box. Runs out of room and it's cleared away. Calvert-Lewin with a flick on. Arriving was McNeil, and it's McNeil against Konate now. He just checked because he wanted to hold on to possession. It was a good move. Harrison goes inside Konate, then tries to get away from McAllister. And McAllister and Konate between them rob the ball on the left side of the Liverpool defence, and then they send it forward immediately for Diaz to get up into Everton territory. Joining is Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's in an ocean of space right side. He clips the ball into the box. Pickford comes and Pickford claims.
Yeah, just put too much loft on it on that occasion, Trent Alexander. And the Everton backline were pleased to see Pickford flying off his line and claiming.
It's half-time at Selhurst Park. Ian Abrahams is there.
Palace 0, Newcastle 0. Newcastle disappointing, in particular Isak, who can't stay on side. Palace have been a better team, as they unsurprisingly their best player. Palace 0, Newcastle 0.
We played 3 minutes, not even 3 minutes of the 6 that have been added here. And it's still 1-0 to Everton. 1-1 between Manchester United and Sheffield United. 0-0 Palace Newcastle. In the Championship, 2-1 to Hull City.
Calvert-Lewin offside position, plays the ball down the left. It took a little bit of time for them to flag that, so there was a grumbling of discontent inside this rickety old arena.
Yeah, it was poor play there. Twice Everton have looked to play it forward, and twice Calvert-Lewin's been on a poor position offside.
It continues like this, that tracksuit's going to stay forever. Here's Robertson into the penalty area, away by Branthwaite, back by Robertson again. Now McAllister, bit of room, chips it forward down the left channel, fended away by Tarkowski, chested down by Calvert-Lewin in the middle of the Everton half. He side puts the ball to Salah, into Szoboszlai, pings it back into Alexander-Arnold. Good football by Liverpool. It's Salah, infield to McAllister, who's shut down by Garner and just had to get something on it to steer it away from the Everton defence. Comes back to Jones, and then down the left it goes looking for Nunez. Across comes Gay, tries to take charge for Everton, and now they've got to play their way out of a tight defensive situation, and Garner is in the right fullback area, surrounded by three, and he's given the ball away. He had no help. Salah's space on the edge of the D. Wider is Szoboszlai, went to crack it. There was a fall. It comes back to Salah. His effort was blocked. Another effort from McAllister is seen away by Gay, but still they come. Jones into the area, onto Robertson. Another save down low to his left by Pickford. It's a good one as well, because it came at him through bodies and fast, and he got down to his left-hand side and spooned it away.
Well, I've got to say, Salah's had another effort now that wasn't convincing, which for him is so unusual.
Yeah, it's concerning, isn't it?
Well, not for Everton, but certainly for Liverpool it is.
It certainly is concerning for Liverpool. Here on the left-hand side for Jones. Jones trying to feed it back to Van Dijk. Everton leading by a goal to nil on Talksport tonight, given away by Jones. Gay will pick it off. Harrison's got to be careful. Gay goes down, didn't win the foul, needs to get back up again because Diaz is coming forward, bends the ball to the far right edge of the penalty area as Liverpool come on the attack again. All hands to the pump here for Everton as the ball's played into the box. Hits Mikalenko, goes behind out for a corner. They want handball here. Szoboszlai against Mikalenko. I don't think he's going to get it, and it goes behind and away for a corner kick over on the far side. Alexander-Arnold is pleading the case.
No, I don't think so. Too close. No, not for me. I've got to say, Everton are in a little bit of panic mode at the moment. They can't stem the tide.
The tide is coming, and it's in towards the near post, and Nunez out. It's misjumps really, disappears behind the post that we're looking at, and Calvert-Lewin heads it away out towards the far side. We've played nearly the 6 minutes of added time at the end of the first half, and Everton still lead through Jared Branthwaite's goal, his third of the season. Liverpool have got to come from behind once again. It's been a hectic, chaotic, frenzied match in a fervent atmosphere. Ball into the box, away by Branthwaite on the penalty spot. Once again, Everton looking to break. McAllister trying to shut them down. The half-time whistle goes. What a spectacle, what a game. And it looks like being another significant instalment of a rivalry that goes back over a century. Jared Branthwaite has put Everton in front, and that calls into question Liverpool's title credentials. To prove them, they have to come back in the second half, but that is something that they have made a habit of doing. Half-time at Goodison Park, it's Everton who lead by a goal to nil.
Well, I think a lot of the Everton fans might be asking, where's this been all season? Because it was old school dogs of war from Everton. There was passion, there was pride, there was energy from Everton. There was no little quality. Certainly in the first part of the first half, going forward, some of the balls into the box was so difficult for Liverpool to deal with. There's been brilliant tackles. Ben Godfrey's been at the heart of those last-ditch challenges. Some brilliant goalkeeping from Jordan Pickford, and Everton, I believe, deserve their lead at the break by a goal to nil. They thought they got a penalty. Alisson brought down Dominic Calvert-Lewin, but Dominic Calvert-Lewin was offside. That feels like years ago. It was in the 6th minute of the game. They made the breakthrough 20 minutes later. Stuart Pearce, Jared Branthwaite poking home, but by that time there'd been a lot of pressure in the Liverpool half. Everton had exerted a lot of pressure and thoroughly deserved the lead that they got through Jared Branthwaite.
Yeah, they certainly have. What they've done, they've played their strengths. They've popped the ball in the box every opportunity from every set play. They've won first contact, they've often won second contact, and sooner or later it's going to prove costly. It's done exactly that. They've ended up getting their goal from that. They've not had as many free kicks this late on in the game so far, since probably about 10-15 minutes before half-time, but certainly they're hunting as packs collectively, aggression in the challenge, and when the ball has come in the box, Núñez has fluffed his lines, or Salah's failed to get a good finish away.
Got to be impressed with Everton. Jurgen Klopp has spent a lot of his time, you noticed it as well, in the technical area. He's in the fourth official's ear, Simon Hooper, just berating him. It's about the free kicks that Liverpool have been giving away, certainly in the first half an hour of the game, close to the Liverpool's own box. So in Everton's attacking third of the pitch, if you like, he's been moaning about those. But his players are getting too close to the Everton players. They are giving away those free kicks, and Everton, they might be playing for them, but they're getting them as well.
They certainly are. As I say, they've been very aggressive in the challenge, and every time it is a free kick, it's highlighted that much, because Everton are so good at delivering the ball in the box.
They are. Jurgen Klopp probably might need to do a little bit more coaching of his players rather than berating Simon Hooper. It's going to get him nowhere, I don't think. And he needs to get more out of Mo Salah. That incident towards the end where Núñez, poor control, he couldn't take the ball through the middle channel. It falls to Salah. His first effort on the left foot is going miles wide. He's lucky it breaks back to him, and then he puts it over the bar. This is not the Mo Salah who's lit up the Premier League for years, is it?
No, he's not been clinical with his finishing. As I say, he's had 2 or 3 efforts that have come out to him just beyond the penalty spot, actually, and you thought, well, this is perfect for a striker, and he's just fluffed his line slightly. Yeah,
I mean, listen, Sam mentioned it last week. Everton went to Chelsea and lost 6-0. I mean, they were shocking in that, truly shocking in that game. This is a world of difference. And what are we, 9 days later? How does that happen? You've been in football a long time, Stuart. How does it happen?
Sometimes you've got to hit your rock bottom to bounce back up again. I think last weekend was probably a stinker of a result and performance for Daichi. It was probably, in a bizarre way, exactly what they needed leading into this Merseyside derby.
Second half, Liverpool have got to do something different, but what? Their top players are out there already on the pitch.
I think the best chance of scoring a goal is freeing up Trent Alexander for movement in the front line. He's played 2 or 3 wonderful balls through. Núñez has got to take better touches, there's no doubt about that. If he would have done, they've had 2 one-on-ones with the goalie that the goalkeeper's done extremely well to keep out. But they, for me, just keep freeing up Trent Alexander and get numbers in the attack line and see if you can free up space.
You having a good birthday?
Oh, it's been a wonderful birthday, fella.
Honestly, I've been to so many Merseyside derbies over the years. Pretty much all of them have been either very one-sided or very boring. You rock up to your first one and it's an absolute classic, Stuart. That's the effect you have.
Well, it happens like that, fella. I didn't want to say anything.
It's a pleasure to have you with us on Talksport tonight. Elsewhere in the Premier League, it's Wolves 0, Bournemouth 1. They're into the second half. Half-time at Selhurst, Crystal Palace 0, Newcastle 0. Manchester United 1, Sheffield United 1. Jaden Bogle for the Blades put them in front. Harry Maguire against his first club with the equaliser. And here at Goodison, Everton 1, Liverpool 0. In the Championship, Coventry 1, Hull City 2. They're into the second half. And it's full time in the National League playoff game, and Solihull Moors have done it. They've beaten Halifax by 4 goals to 2. Here at Goodison, Everton on top. They deserve the lead. You're listening to Kickoff on Talksport with Ladbrokes. We play together. Terms and conditions apply. 18+. BeGambleAware.org.
Kickoff on Talksport with Ladbrokes. We play together. Terms and conditions apply. 18+. BeGambleAware.org.
Don't break your stride. Get to Screwfix for the latest offers on the brands you love. Like the next generation, more powerful, more compact Milwaukee 18-volt twin pack. It's new and exclusive to Screwfix at just $249.99. And get those lawns in order with the Titan grass trimmer, now only $49.99. A saving of £10. Shop now on the app at screwfix.com or in store. Delivery fees may apply. Prices valid until at least 6th of May, subject to availability. See screwfix.com for full T's and C's.
When the kids eat us out of house and home, we just eat groceries from Sainsbury's.
Yeah, shopping's here! Give me those! Little, come on!
When do they leave home?
Get Sainsbury's, Asda and Co-op delivered for free. For groceries and everything else,
did somebody say just eat?
Participating stores and minimum spend applies. Other charges apply. Subject to availability. See justeat.co.uk for details.
We all fantasize about our perfect home. Watching the big game, cozied up in the snug.
Another 7-0 win!
Balmy summer nights with the kids playing on the lawn.
We're playing real-life football!
But come on, this isn't real. Listen, if you're serious about making your fantasy a reality, find out what your home is worth instantly with a free online valuation estimate. Get real about moving. Get on the market. Most common time to obtain an online quote between 1st of June 2022 and 30th of September 2022 is under 3 minutes. Excludes Northern Ireland.
Uno is now available in McDonald's Happy Meal. So let's see who can shout Uno first.
Bring it on.
Yes. Ooh, no! A wild card! Right. Yes, back in the game. Yes! Ooh, no! I draw one card.
Uno! Better luck next time.
Have fun with your Uno cards. Does that one count?
Nope.
Oh, some fun, some food. It's all inside this Happy Meal. Until 7th of May from 11 a.m. Includes one pre-selected book or toy. Uno range comprises toys only, while stocks last.
There will be 14 minutes of extra time.
With Betfair's 90-minute payout, you don't have to wait for the final whistle to celebrate, because your winning bet will be paid out in full at 90 minutes. Betfair.
Applies to match odds 90 market or markets with a 90 icon. Sportsbook exclusive. Terms and conditions apply. 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org.
Kickoff on Talksport.
With Enterprise Rent-A-Car. Enterprise has vans of all shapes and sizes. So if you've got a plan, we've got a van.
On 1089 and 1053 medium wave, on DAB, on the app, on your smart speaker.
Supersize your Ray Pool with over 50 games of live football.
Talksport.
And live back at Goodison Park. What a first half we have had. An Everton lead Liverpool by a goal to nil. Stays like that. Everton pretty much safe. And Liverpool surely out of the title race. Let's get the half-time odds with Ladbrokes.
Odds update on Talksport with Ladbrokes. We play together. Terms and conditions apply. 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org.
So Everton 1-0 up, and the Toffees are 2-1 to win this match. Liverpool are 29-20. The draw 19-10. On Talksport 2, it's Man United 1, Sheffield United 1. Eric Ten Hag's side 3-1 on to win. The Blades are 12-1. The draw is 3-1. And that's the latest odds with Ladbrokes. 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org.
Odds update on Talksport with Ladbrokes. We play together. Terms and conditions apply. 18 plus. BeGambleAware.org.
Well, tomorrow night live on Talksport, Manchester City play one of their 2 games in hand on Liverpool and Arsenal. They travel to Brighton, and despite Pep Guardiola's complaints about the schedule, his opposite number, Roberto De Zerbi, doesn't buy into the narrative that the defending champions have played too many games.
They are tired?
Yeah.
No, I think no, because they played Saturday and Saturday against Chelsea, and tomorrow is Thursday. I think they have, and they are used to playing so many games. They were unlucky against Real Madrid because they lost on penalty, but they are, I think, with Arsenal and Liverpool, the best teams, one of the best teams in Premier League. For us, it's very tough game.
Hang on a second. Isn't this Roberto De Zerbi, who was calling out his own bosses at Brighton for not giving him enough to work with to tackle Premier League and Europa League as well? So, on the one hand, it's not good for him. There's too many games. He hasn't got enough players. And yet somebody else complains about it. And no, they're all right. Unbelievable. I mean, that's just, isn't that blatant hypocrisy from the Brighton manager? Brighton, we know, could cause problems for Manchester City, but their run in the Premier League is not good. It's 6 wins in 26 Premier League games for Brighton. Manchester City don't win that, and you know that there's an issue for them in retaining the title for a 4th successive season. That's tomorrow night. It's live and exclusive on Talksport. It's the 3rd part of our title hat-trick. We had Arsenal beating Chelsea 5-0 yesterday. Live and exclusive on Talksport. Same tonight as Everton lead Liverpool 1-0 at the break here at Goodison. Live and exclusive, the Merseyside derby only on Talksport. And tomorrow night, Brighton Man City again is live only on Talksport. Other games going on as well tonight. Let's keep you updated with the game at Molineux in the Premier League. What's happening in the second half? Adam Bridge.
Oh, we're gone here, Adrian. It's Wolves 0, Bournemouth 1 somehow. I'm not sure how, because Bournemouth have been so dominant. Senesi has just missed an absolute sitter from a Bournemouth corner about 10 yards out, centre of the goal. Just had to ram the ball home and somehow managed to put it wide of the right-hand post. They've been totally dominant, have Iraola's side. Sarr has been the best Wolves player by an absolute merry mile. They've made a couple of changes already, have the home team. Santi's gone off with a tight hamstring and Doherty's come on. We've seen Cunha come on for the very ineffective Doyle, and again he's joined in the party because he's given the ball away straight away as soon as he entered the field of play. There's a flat atmosphere around Molineux tonight, and the team are fairly flat too. They haven't won in their last 6 and they've lost the last 3 here. They look like they're going to make it 4 tonight. We're just past the hour mark. It's Wolves 0, Bournemouth 1.
And there's another one that's ongoing into the second half in the Championship of the CBS Arena. Talksport's Jeff Peters.
It's Coventry City 1, Hull City 2, and as it stands, Hull in 7th place are just 3 points behind Norwich and West Brom with 2 games to go. Jayden Philogene gave them the lead. The goalkeeper had an absolute nightmare on that one, but the equaliser for Coventry, Casey Palmer's free kick just outside the D, it was sublime, an absolute rocket into the top corner. But Hull back in front just before the break. Delap was fouled. The referee gave a penalty. Latibaudiere was the man who brought him down, but it looked like it may well have been outside the area. But Fabio Carvalho, he dispatched the penalty for his 9th goal of the season. Double change from Coventry at the break, with the top scorers Sims and Wright both coming on. We are 9 minutes into the second half. Coventry's playoff hopes disappearing, but Hull still very much in the mix as it stands. Coventry 1, Hull 2.
And of course, half-time in the Premier League. Palace 0, Newcastle 0. That's available. Commentary of that on the Talksport app. And it's just kicked off in the second half, actually. And Manchester United 1, Sheffield United 1 live on Talksport 2. And by the way, you will need the app at some point if you want to listen to all of our commentaries. We've got over 60 live commentaries in the month of April alone, and some of them are only available on the Talksport app. So to get it downloaded onto your phone or your tablet, and it's easy to use. It's pretty great, actually, because you can swipe between Talksport and Talksport 2. You've also got all the Virgin music stations on there as well. Bit of Times Radio, which I'm a big fan of, also on the Talksport app. Various podcasts, and you can listen back to shows as well. If you want to listen to Simon Jordan having a bit of a rant any day of the week, then you can have a listen back to White and Jordan 10 till 1 every weekday morning. Let me tell you about Championship commentaries that are coming up, because it's a big weekend coming up in the Championship. Friday night, QPR Leeds, Talksport 2. Leeds lose, Leicester are promoted. So that's massive for 3 clubs there. QPR are looking safer and safer as the weeks go by. Saturday night, Ipswich go to Hull for an 8 o'clock kickoff live on Talksport 2. Monday night, Leicester could be heading to Preston for a promotion party. Preston against Leicester is live on Talksport 2. Liverpool are out there already. The Everton fans are cranking up the noise to welcome back their first half heroes who haven't quite made it out yet. Just keeping the Reds waiting in front of the enemy here at Goodison. As it stands in the Premier League table, Arsenal 34 games played, 77 points. It will be Liverpool 34, 74 points if it stays like this. And Man City 2 games in hand on 73 points. So for Liverpool, a big second half coming up. But if Everton win, they're 8 points clear of the relegation zone and looking safer and safer. Everton make their way out. They lead by a goal to 0. Second half is live and exclusive and only here on Talksport with the former England captain Stuart Pearce alongside your commentator Sam Matterface.
Mykolenko hasn't made it out for the second half. He's been replaced by Ashley Young, who played right back at the weekend. He's going to play left back in this second half. Everton, who lead by a goal to 0, will be well aware of the statistics. Liverpool have scored a Premier League high 49 goals in the second half of games and conceded a Premier League low of 14 in the second half of matches. It's a remarkable statistic, really. It's been apparent from the early part of the season that they've been much stronger after half-time. Why do they need a jolt? That might be a question we get Stuart Pearce to answer in just a second. We're underway at the start of the second half. Liverpool shooting from left to right, red shirts, red shorts, red socks. And Everton attacking the Gladys Street in white shorts with blue shirts and white socks. And they've pinched the ball here with Gay. Up to McNeil, who runs out towards the left touchline, then has to turn back. We'll go off to Molyneux. There's been a goal for Talksport's Adam Bridge.
Wolves 1, Bournemouth 1, completely against the run of play. Hwang has his 11th of this Premier League campaign. Semedo, wonderful cross. Hwang's header from 8 yards out. Absolute bullet into the corner. It's Wolves 1, Bournemouth 1.
Big goal then for Wolves, big goal for Sheffield United. They now lead Manchester United again for the second time on the night. Ben Brereton Diaz scoring the second goal. Sheffield United 2-1 up away at Old Trafford. And Erik ten Hag, I wonder who he'll have a go at after this particular performance. Let's go off to Coventry. Another goal. Talksport's Jeff Peters.
Another equaliser here. Coventry 2, Hull 2. Jada Silva with the cross from the left. And Bobby Thomas, he was the one who rose highest and headed beyond the goalkeeper. Coventry 2, Hull 2.
The big tall central defender Bobby Thomas with the equaliser for Coventry City as they look to try and keep their playoff hopes alive. 47 gone here, and Liverpool have won a corner at the start of the second half. That goal at Old Trafford, the 1087th goal in the Premier League this season. It is a new record for a 20-team Premier League campaign. More goals than ever before. Here is the corner in towards Van Dijk with a header into the gloves of Jordan Pickford. And he got up well, Virgil van Dijk, to get on the end of Robertson's corner, but he couldn't steer it beyond the England number one.
Yeah, he certainly did. Rosewell, that Dykey won't be happy with that. He got a free header, but luckily Pickford picked the flight of the ball out, and the distance took the sting out of the ball, I think. Everton need to get back into the same rhythm they had at the end of the half defensively, and it's important they do. Always worry about these 10 minutes after half time when you go in winning.
It's interesting, isn't it, how Liverpool seem to raise their game after half time. What do you put it down to? Because it's a pattern, isn't it?
Yeah, you've got to give the manager some sort of credit. You know, he's responsible for the words that come out of his mouth, the motivation, maybe the changes as well, potentially of personnel or tactics. That's good management.
But it's odd that it happens so often.
Yeah, well, listen, I suppose there's good teams as well, you know. I really don't know. More to the point, why have they started slowly?
Yeah, I think that's probably the more pertinent question, as Harrison tries to hold on to the ball over on the far side, gets cheered for his efforts, but then loses it, and it's taken on by Diaz. Everton with Pickford in goal, Godfrey, Tarkowski, Branthwaite and Young now the back four, Gay and Garner in midfield, Harrison, Doucouré and McNeil and Calvert-Lewin up top. Liverpool with Alisson in goal, Alexander-Arnold, Konate, Van Dijk and Robertson the back four, Jones, McAllister and Szoboszlai, then Salah, Nunez and Diaz. Attacking towards our right, Alexander-Arnold has moved into midfield again, nudges the ball out towards the far side, and it is collected by Alexis McAllister. Konate helps it out to the near touchline. Salah going backwards rather than forwards, goes back to Alisson. I wonder if we should go back to Adam Bridge, because has there been a goal that's been chalked off there, Adam?
Yeah, there has indeed, and I think celebrity Luton Town fan Stuart Atwell is about as unpopular in Wolverhampton as he is over in Nottingham. It's his decision to rule out the goal, although he was sent there by the VAR official tonight, Darren England. Patrick Kluivert's son, of course, Justin Kluivert, was caught across the face by an outstretched arm of Cunha, and in the opinion of the referee, it denied him making a tackle to stop the cross. Goal ruled out, Wolves 0, Bournemouth 1.
Well, he's in my fantasy team, Cunha, so I'm absolutely devastated about that. Here is Salah on this near side. 5 minutes gone at the start of the second half. It's Everton who lead by a goal to nil. Liverpool had a lot of possession on the halfway line, and one effort which was steered on target by Van Dijk, but it was a soft effort, and it was easily saved by Jordan Pickford. Not much goalmouth action here. There has been goalmouth action at Selhurst Park. Here's Ian Abrahams.
9 gone in the second half. Palace 1, Newcastle 0. Home side deserved this. He got 2 at the weekend. He's now scored tonight. John-Philippe Mateta sent through the middle, and he calmed calmly slots it past the goalkeeper to Branthwaite as he came out. It's now Palace 1, Newcastle 0.
How many goals is that he has got since Glasner arrived? Ball into the box, steered away by Branthwaite. Good defending by him, out for a corner far side. I mean, Jean-Philippe Mateta has turned into a goal machine since the Austrian turned up. And I don't know what he's putting in his tea.
So once again, Branthwaite in the right place. Both these two centre-halves tonight have covered between the goalpost extremely well. Two balls into the area.
Robertson with a corner, the latest one, headed away by Branthwaite, only as far as McAllister, and Branthwaite got out to block that as well. The ball stops dead on the edge of the area, and Idrissa Gana Gueye does brilliantly to clip it to halfway after outwitting the attentions of Szoboszlai on the far side. Ball back by Jones to Alisson, and again the Everton crowd try to turn up the temperature inside the stadium. Alexander-Arnold finding a pass out to the right side, but doesn't reach Salah, cut out by Ashley Young. Branthwaite gets it back to his goalkeeper, who sort of approached that, trying to get that as long and as far away from his goal, but got underneath the ball and spooned it into the air. McNeil felt he was fouled. Referee played on, and Szoboszlai steaming forward to the edge of the box. Actually, Doucouré did really well, and then Tarkowski's giving it back to the Hungarian on the edge of the box. Now Liverpool come forward with McAllister. Just left of centre is Jones. He charges past one challenge, then a second, down the left side of the box, plays it against the defender Godfrey. It spoons out for a corner, and more Liverpool pressure comes Everton's way.
Yeah, all of that come from Pickford, I think, that last Liverpool attack. Hurrying his clearance, no need to do that.
Robertson, short, on to Jones, McAllister, Van Dijk, now Szoboszlai, edge of the box, right-footed, blocked by Branthwaite again, who's been magnificent. The ball's run loose, and Everton could counter-attack here. Calvert-Lewin is leading it. He's then gone to try and chip Alisson from inside his own centre circle, inside the Everton half of the field. He got no loft on the ball and no distance.
I don't think it went over 6 foot, the ball, did it? In distance it did, in height it didn't.
Dear oh dear. It's one of those moments where you probably need to make the right decision. Harrison had made a really good run down the right-hand side. He wasn't gifted the ball by Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and it's cleared away. Back with Jones, left side of the area, approaches the edge of the box, and Liverpool on the offensive once more. Everton's record in this game is not just disappointing. Here is Robertson. That was disappointing. I think the offside flag was up anyway. It wasn't going to be given, and he miskicked it as the ball was played into the box. But Everton's record in these games is not just disappointing, Stuart. It's basically a sort of idea killer that form goes out of the window in derby matches. Everton have won just one of the last 26 league meetings between the two. Their last win here over Liverpool is so long ago that it featured goals from Tim Cahill and Mikel Arteta.
Well, that tells you everything, doesn't it, really?
Your old mate David Moyes was in charge. It was just 2 days after the Fenway Group took over Liverpool, and in the cinema, popcorn munchers were watching Twilight, vampires, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, kids film, yeah, and your favourite,
go on,
Toy Story 3.
Oh,
you got a friend in me. Apparently they didn't sing that in the third one, but I don't know any of the other songs.
That's as good as any.
Yeah. The fact that the producer knew that is probably quite troubling.
Yeah. And he's claiming he knew Joe 90 as well, and I don't think he actually did. Just wants to be in the conversation.
Yeah, he does, yeah. 54 minutes on the clock. Everton 1, Liverpool 0. Alexander-Arnold breaking down the right, sends a ball into Salah. He sort of almost skipped over it. It bounces for Gueye, and he leads the escape for Everton, who lead by the goal score from Jared Branthwaite. Up to McNeil, back into Doucouré, charges past Trent Alexander-Arnold like he's not there, then takes on McAllister, beats him, stumbles to the edge of the box, then tries to feed the ball to Harrison, does that inside the area, still Liverpool shirts there, Gueye with a trickler, and it's saved by the goalkeeper Alisson. Wow, Abdoulaye Doucouré, what a swashbuckling run. He almost took on half the Liverpool defence.
It certainly was. Trent Alexander fronted him up and wanted to try and win it straight away. Same with McAllister. He had too much momentum.
Diaz down the left-hand side, trying to play it in towards Salah. Again, a poke at the ball, but it's really soft and without any venom. and Pickford will pick the ball up and clear it away. 55 on the clock. I think it's going to be a long second half for Everton, who lead by a goal to nil. 7 goals in just 9 appearances for Jean-Philippe Mateta under Oliver Glasner. He got 5 in 35 under Roy Hodgson and 6 in 44 under Patrick Vieira.
He's certainly enjoying his football.
Glasner's got a Mateta cheat code, I think. Here is McAllister, just right of the centre circle. And it's played out towards the far side, where Liverpool are on the attack. It's collected far side by McAllister from Diaz, who sends the ball into the box, headed away by Tarkowski, retrieved by Jack Harrison, and Everton, who've had to do a lot of defending in this second half, now look to come forward. McNeil's run into a bit of space. Szoboszlai's coming behind him. He has to hold on to it and does so well. It's flicked out towards the near touchline, but before Doucouré can get there, it's headed away by Van Dijk, and Salah just completely missed it, and it's picked up by Ashley Young. And down the right, Harrison accelerates into position. Everton on the attack with now Dwight McNeil, who from distance hits it towards the top corner, and it's spooned over the top by the fist of Alisson. It was some hit from McNeil, and it needed to be saved.
Well, we spoke earlier about should you shoot from distance or not. If you could shoot like McNeil, the answer is a definite yes. And just looking at Liverpool's performance, Sam, I wouldn't say they've played badly. They've just failed to defend balls in the box, basically, and that's been costly for most of this game. And in the opposite box, they've been very, very wasteful.
You're listening to Everton, who lead by a goal to nil against Liverpool on Talksport with Now. And don't forget that with Now you can stream all the Sky Sports action, like Everton versus Liverpool, live right now, contract free. Now membership, search Now Sports. Ball deep towards the far post. Dominic Calvert-Lewin rises highest at the far post, and Everton take a 2-goal lead and may just have torpedoed Liverpool's hopes of giving Jurgen Klopp the perfect send-off. Corner from the far side. He rose so high he was almost hanging from the rafters of the Gladys Street. He met the ball with the meat of his forehead, pounded it beyond the goalkeeper Alisson, and Calvert-Lewin has given Everton a 2-goal lead.
I've got to say, brilliant in swinging corner, goalkeeper penned in by, I think it was Doucouré, and at the far post, once again, first contact by an Everton player, ends up in the second goal. I mean, he's rose a foot above Van Dijk. That's how high the leap was, Sam.
Well, he hasn't scored many goals this season. He's missed a hell of a lot of chances. But he may just have scored one of the most significant goals in a Merseyside derby at Goodison for 14 years.
Well, not only in the title race, this game looks as though it's ebbing away from Liverpool, but in the title race that might be going as well.
Harrison into Gay, tries to bring it into his body, couldn't get there. Szoboszlai was fouled, free kick. So what does the Premier League table look like at this moment in time? Well, top of the pile, Arsenal. They've picked up 77 points from 34 games. Liverpool, 34 games played, 74 points. They'll be 3 points behind the Gunners, having played the same number of matches. Manchester City, who we feature tomorrow on Talksport, will have the opportunity to go second with 76 points if they beat Brighton, but they will still have a game in hand over both Arsenal and Liverpool after Thursday night has come to its conclusion. Red card at Molineux Adam Bridge.
Wolves 0, Bournemouth 1. Red card for Bournemouth. Milos Kerkez is the player who has been sent off from the field of play by Stuart Atwell. He's sitting two-footed challenge on Matt Doherty. Obviously VAR are checking it, but as things stand, Bournemouth will face the last 10 minutes down to 10 minutes. Wolves 0, Bournemouth 1.
Bruno Fernandes scores for the spot from Manchester United, 2-2 at Old Trafford. He scored. The referee blew the whistle for a penalty before
the ball had gone into the net, gave the penalty. Bruno Fernandes stepped up, scored that. It is 2-2 at Old Trafford. 2-2 in the Championship between Coventry and Hull. 1-0 to Crystal Palace. And Everton lead Liverpool by 2-0. They haven't won here since David Moyes was the manager in 2010. They did win a derby across Stanley Park. Richarlison scored that day, but it was empty. And they don't win very often. One win in 26 league meetings between the two. This will be a massive turn-up for the books.
Not only that, in the race to avoid relegation, this is a massive step, and it probably puts Everton safe, I would suspect.
I think most people thought they were safe anyway after the win against Nottingham Forest on Sunday, but this will almost certainly ensure they're playing Premier League football next season. Here is McAllister into the box, headed down towards Robertson from Diaz. He then turns the cross into the centre. It comes down for Nunez, who doesn't get firm contact on the ball. It's behind by Tarkowski. It's out for a corner kick, far side. 61 on the clock. Everton 2, Liverpool 0. Everton 33 points from 34. They're 7 points better off now than Nottingham Forest, should it stay like this, and 8 points better off than Luton Town. Ball into the box towards Nunez. It comes down to him. He sort of stumbled and fell on the ball, squirmed into the path of Pickford, who will clear it upfield.
I've got to say, Sam, I think Liverpool have not made the best of their chances. Balls in the box, they've just not got on the end of things. First touch has been poor, shots have been poor, and that's resulted in a 2-0 deficit at the moment.
Gay gets the ball ahead of Szoboszlai, feels he is fouled. He's gone down. Referee Madley says play on. Everton have the ball halfway right side with Jack Harrison, who was challenged by Luis Diaz. Referee says come on, get on with it. Luis Diaz and Harrison still going at it. The ball in midfield. Gay commits a challenge. Harrison gives away a free kick before that, and it's all getting a little bit fractious. 2-0, a double substitution, triple substitution for Liverpool. On comes Kwanzaa, Elliott and Endo. Off goes Konate, Jones and Szoboszlai. Ball sent forward towards Nunez. That substitution about to take place now. And the referee, after pointing for a goal kick away to our right-hand side, allows them to make those changes. What difference will they make, Stuart Pearce?
Well, it's a statement to start with, you know what I mean? He has to do something. He needs a lift from his team, and the way things are going at the moment, the game and the league titles ebbing away from them. I think Elliott might give them a lift. Every time I've seen him come on in games, he certainly had good impact getting on the ball in advanced areas. I'm not sure the straight swap Konate for Kwanzaa, maybe he just wants to give him some experience in a game like this.
Jarrell Kwanzaa is having a great season, really. He's never featured in a Merseyside derby before. What a time to come into it. Jurgen Klopp never lost at Goodison Park. He is 27 minutes away from doing so. 2-0 the score. Talksport. Calvert-Lewin flicks it on. It's in behind. Harrison's picked it up. It's come back to McNeil, whose shot is deflected behind. Harrison went down inside the area. He initially claimed that he was fouled just inside the box by Jarrell Kwanzaa. And the referee glanced at it, told him to get back to his feet. It came through to McNeil and he couldn't put it home.
Well, it was that man Calvert-Lewin jumping out the clouds. Endo just missing the ball, helping it on basically. And then eventually a decent block. I mean, there was a lot of talk about, Liverpool winning everything after Klopp announced that he was going to leave. Whether it's had a detrimental effect at the football club, that remains to be seen and talked about, I'm sure.
McNeil into the box towards the far post. It's headed down and away, collected by Doucouré. Doucouré touches it, turns it round the corner. Lovely Cruyff turn, gets it back to Garner. Garner flips it to the far post. Did it take a touch off Trent Alexander-Arnold? It did. It's out for a corner. I mentioned it a couple of weeks ago when we were in the Atalanta game, actually. Dean Ashton and I did the commentary for that, and I wondered whether or not, as you got to the end of the season, that sort of feeling that it was going to be his season, it was all meant to be, didn't become a galvanising effect. It actually created anxiety and tension within the team.
As I say,
was that a possibility?
Well, we're seeing it bearing out in front of our eyes at this moment in time, aren't we? I think a defeat tonight certainly will take the league title away. I think Arsenal or Manchester City will be too strong in the running.
Here is the corner, deep towards the far post. It comes off another Liverpool player and out for another corner on the near side. It was Alexander-Arnold, I think, it hit wide of the goal on this near touch line. A looping effort from Dwight McNeil, which goes towards this near side, and it's behind and away for another corner in front of the Gladys Street. The noise here deafening, the atmosphere intense and smothering at this famous rickety old ground, which isn't going to be part of the Premier League landscape for much longer. Going to be replaced by a new stadium down by the docks. It looks magnificent. They've got to make sure they translate the atmosphere that this place can produce. And when it is at its very best, it is intimidating. Ball deep towards the far post. Tarkowski with a header. Branthwaite from 4 yards out. Head it wide, but I think he was offside when he did so. Goal at Coventry. Talksport's Jeff Peters.
Hull are leading yet again by 3 goals to 2. Noah Ohio off the bench, and within a couple of minutes he's profited from yet another mistake at the back for Coventry. Coventry 2, Hull 3.
Ball cleared upfield by Everton, won by Alexander-Arnold. It's still Everton in possession of the football. I think they probably had a bit more possession than maybe they were anticipating. I say that 78% of it has been for Liverpool, but they seem to have had a lot of the play. You know, they've created chances, they've caused problems for Liverpool. They've managed, despite the lack of possession in terms of holding on to the ball, they've had 13 attempts, 6 on target. You know, that's more on target than Liverpool have had in the game, and they lead 2-0. Here on the far side, the ball with Diaz, tries to run into the box from the left-hand side. He didn't quite get it right, and then as they look to release Calvert-Lewin, it's straight at Quansah, and Liverpool have it back on the halfway line.
I think the incredible thing is, Sam, like, it's 2-0 at the moment. You think it's comfortable. If Liverpool score, anything could happen. It really could.
It wouldn't be the biggest comeback we've seen this week. Here is Alexander-Arnold into Salah, tries to dance past Doucouré and Tarkowski. They see it behind, it's out for a corner. I remember being at Wembley on Sunday afternoon. I think you were there as well. Championship Coventry came back from 3-0 down against Manchester United. And if that can happen, anything can happen.
Yeah, that is for sure. Wonderful challenge once again by Tarkowski.
Alexander-Arnold with an outswinger towards the far post, a header by Van Dijk into a dangerous area, further clear by Everton, picked up by McNeil, and he manages to shoot the ball away the halfway. The issue that they've got, Everton, is sometimes when they are escaping from those situations, there's no outball. As a result, it comes back very quickly, and over time that will take its toll. Here's Alexander-Arnold on the right-hand side. He crosses to the box. Looked like it was heading for Nunez. Pickford decided to punch rather than catch. It goes out to the far side, and Van Dijk keeps it alive. A little bit of skill to take him past one defender. Sets it back up for Nunez, edge of the area. He sends it square onto Alexander-Arnold. Low ball into the box, away by Gay. Further clear by Young, but again, it's not going to... They've got to be accurate and get it up to Calvert-Lewin. He had 2 players around him. He couldn't get hold of that, and it comes back again for Liverpool.
Yeah, it's almost got to go beyond everybody into a channel and give him a foot race to get off, or play it through the thirds.
Salah, the recipient on this near side, from a long ball from the left-hand side by Robertson. It goes into the box again, they get it clear. Elliott's gone down on the edge of the D. McNeil carrying it away to the near touchline. He almost run out of room. Alexander-Arnold was pressurising him, and Liverpool win it back again inside their own half. Liverpool, who have scored 27 goals in the final 15 minutes of games. 8 goals after the 90-minute mark as well. It's not over yet. Here's Diaz into the area, twisting, turning, hitting the inside of the post and rattling the frame of the goal with a right-footed effort. Pickford stranded. Diaz picks it up again, sends it to Robertson. His low ball takes a deflection, goes behind, it's away for a corner. What a chance.
It was brilliant. I've got to say, Diaz cutting inside, opened the goal up, killed it, and time stood still basically. It slammed off the inside of the post and out. I'll tell you what, Liverpool are getting closer and closer.
2-0 to Everton, but for how much longer? Robertson into the near post, Calvert-Lewin away, back to Elliott, edge of the box. Now Alexander-Arnold. They'll have belief that they can mount a comeback, Liverpool, because they've got history in doing so. Salah into the area, he shoots, blocked by Branthwaite. McAllister into the body of Harrison, falls to Diaz inside the box, pokes it back for Robertson, stands it up towards the far post, too close to Pickford.
I've got to say, what Everton have done extremely well tonight. They've got some brilliant blocks in the box, they really have. They've got in and around the ball, they've taken it on the chest, they've got feet blocking it, you name it, they've got brilliant blocks on.
I tell you what, we've seen some fabulous football matches, haven't we, over the course of the whole season really. It's been absolutely terrific. What a pleasure it's been. Tomorrow night we've got more for you, loads more football for you over the course of the week. Tomorrow, Brighton against Manchester City, key game, down at the Amex, live and only on Talksport. Friday night, QPR leads in the Championship. What a belter that could be. West Ham, Liverpool, Derby, Carlisle, and Game Day Live with Adrian Durham as we go round the grounds at 2:30 on the final day of the League 2 season. And also at 3 o'clock on Saturday on Talksport 2, Newcastle against Sheffield United. Barcelona at Chelsea in the Women's Champions League semi-final second leg, with Chelsea in front in that. And Chelsea's men's team play Aston Villa at 8 o'clock away from home on Saturday, live on Talksport. At the same time, Hull take on Ipswich. Crikey. What a lot of football. No wonder you need the Talksport app. Download it and you'll be able to listen to absolutely everything. Monday Night Football is from Talksport 2's Preston-Leicester City game. Tuesday night, Bayern Munich against Real Madrid and Coventry against Ipswich. We're back in action on Wednesday night with Borussia Dortmund and PSG. Looking forward to that one. And on Thursday night, Chelsea-Tottenham. You want football? You're in the right place. It's always on Talksport.
There's some big uns coming, Sam, it's fair to say.
Can't wait. It's been a brilliant ride, this campaign, and we are buckled up for the run-in. Will Liverpool be featuring in the title race after tonight? Because they've got 19 minutes here to get something from this game. They trail 2-0. Here's Robertson into the box, played down the left by Diaz. It's cut out, not a great flick by Robertson. And Everton get it clear, but only as far as Endo. Robertson's got it by the byline, produces the ball in towards the near post, and it's actually not a very good effort at all. Goes straight behind and away for a goal kick away to our right-hand side. It's currently Everton 2, Liverpool 0. For the latest odds, you can head to Ladbrokes. Right now, 11-2 on for Everton to win the game. The draw, 11-2. Liverpool to come back and win the game, 18-1. All thanks to Ladbrokes, 18+BGambleAware.org.
I'm too tight to get involved in any of them bets, as you well know.
You are now, after you lost your cash to me.
Liverpool just finding the odd bit of space. Those little runs, slid balls down to the byline with sort of blindside runs, just getting to the byline. On that occasion, Robertson couldn't find the cross to go with the run.
Onana about to come on for Jack Harrison. So a bit more physicality, I think, coming into the Everton team here. We'll see what happens in just a moment as the ball goes out of play over on the far side. And Everton do prepare to make that change. Ian Wone, Steve Stone and Sean Dyche inside the technical area, just going through a conversation. Dyche is now furiously shouting on the near side, trying to get his team back into shape. That substitution hasn't yet taken place. Onana still going through his paces. It's about to. Here is Diaz down the left-hand side, touched away by Jack Harrison, who thinks he should get the throw himself. It goes in front of the Bullens Road stand and the Liverpool support, which is in the bottom tier of that particular stand, and they go again. Here is Quansah out wide to the right, collected by Elliott, who spins the ball to the far post, headed down towards Nunez. Did it take a deflection? It didn't, went straight out of play, and it's away for a goal kick. Everton survive again. Wolverhampton Wanderers 0, Bournemouth 1. They've got 10 minutes of injury time to play there. Bournemouth down to 10 men, and they've played 4 minutes of stoppage time. We're there as soon as it concludes. Crystal Palace 1-0 up against Newcastle United. Jean-Philippe Mateta. They've got 10 minutes left at Selhurst Park. Manchester United 2, Sheffield United 2. 12 minutes to go in the game at Old Trafford. And Sheffield United, who this season have been, let's be kind, finding it difficult, are holding Manchester United, which I'm not entirely sure is going to go down too well with their supporters. So here is the change, and it is not going to be Jack Harrison that comes on. It's going to be Idrissa Gueye who comes on.
Yeah, I think he's had a good game, ratting around in midfield, showed some composure when the ball's fallen to him on occasion. Certainly played his part in his team performance.
Onana on. And off comes Gueye.
And that will just mean a slight rejig in the middle of the park. Onana will go into midfield, and Decore maybe, just maybe, will come and help out in the middle there as well. Just maybe Garner, Onana and Decore just sit a little bit deeper now and encourage Harrison and McNeil to come in a little bit more to help out Dominic Calvert-Lewin when they get the ball up there. You haven't seen the ball up there for a little while. He's offside here, Calvert-Lewin, as he chases the ball down the right-hand side. That ball needed to come a little bit quicker because he had made a good movement out towards the right-hand side. Going to be a free kick to Liverpool.
Yeah, I've got to say, I can't remember a game where I've seen Mo Salah not pick the ball up and drive at his fullback as little as this game. You know, I can only ever remember him picking it up, running back inside, a la sort of Jack Grealish, and playing it backwards, which is very, very unlike him.
Yeah, and I think there's a few Liverpool fans that are a little bit concerned about his form at a key point in the season. But here he is running in behind. Across comes Ashley Young, gets there first, and Ashley Young sends the ball high into the sky, and it's cleared away. I've got a good statistic, by the way, about Ashley Young, which you might like, because he is the only player, in fact, the only other player to play more games than him at the age of 38 or older from England in the Premier League is, in one season,
Teddy Sheringham.
Stuart Pearce.
Is that correct?
Yes.
There you go.
Well, to
be fair, he keeps himself fit, Ashley. He's played well tonight since he's come on, in a difficult role for himself.
Alexander-Arnold on this near side, the right. 77 gone. 3-2 Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes. What happens if he doesn't score? Oh, a little kick out by McAllister on Decore, and then a push by Decore back. Referee's going to have to stop this here and investigate. It didn't look particularly nice from either of them. And McAllister did appear just to have a little lash out there initially. I know that Decore wasn't an innocent party either, and he's going to get spoken to. I'd like to see a replay of that.
I'm not joking. There was absolutely nothing in it from either player, and it's a little bit embarrassing. It frustrates the Live family. It's a little bit embarrassing, really.
I don't know if it was nothing, because I'm sure I saw McAllister play footsie with Decore.
Okay, a little bit of footsie doesn't dictate a sending off. Let's be quite honest with you.
McAllister was rolling around like someone kicked him in the belly, and Decore was hobbling like he'd been kicked high above the ankle. I did see McAllister wrap his legs around Decore, but it was just like a little tickle down the shin, wasn't it?
It was, as I say. It just makes the referee's life that much harder.
Alexander-Arnold out towards the near touchline. Liverpool trailing by 2-0. And they need to find a goal from somewhere with 12 minutes to go. Ball into the box by Alexander-Arnold. Salah snatches at the effort. Well, the ball came into the box and actually was never going to reach Salah. Onana intervened and steered it into his path. He then snatched at the effort and elevated it right over the top of the crossbar.
Well, I've got to say, unless there was a deflection there, please tell me there was, because otherwise I'm not sure how you missed that high.
That ball went almost as high as a Dominic Calvert-Lewin leap.
It's fair to say, if Liverpool would have finished 50% of some of the chances that have fell in the box to them, they might well have got 3 or 4 goals.
McNeil onto Decore, charges towards the box, gets into it left-hand side, delivers across far post. Jack Harrison with a header. It was too far wide of the goal post and hit it straight on, and it ended up going quite a way wide. He needed to hit it back across the face of goal. They still possess a threat on the counter-attack, though, don't they?
Yeah, they certainly do. And they've been pretty clinical in and around goal.
80 minutes now on the clock, 10 minutes to go. Can Liverpool fashion a comeback to stay in the title race? They need to. And otherwise, if they do not, then they are going to find themselves in a predicament where they are going to be so far behind the 8 ball at this stage of the season, with games against West Ham live on Talksport on Saturday, Tottenham after that, Villa and Wolves to play. I mean, that's quite a tough set of fixtures, really. Tottenham and Villa in particular, having to play between now and the end of the season. No guarantee they'll get all 3 points in all of those. I mean, are you saying if they lose tonight they're out of the title race?
I am, yeah. I think it's too much. City with a couple of games in hand on them. Arsenal flying at the moment, to be fair. I think it will be.
Well, it gives encouragement to Arsenal, doesn't it? Here is Luis Diaz, onto Quansah, back to Alexander-Arnold, over the top of the bar and wide by a mile. Substitutions about to take place. Joe Gomez coming on. It's a time of the season where you'd really love to have Diogo Jota available, but he isn't at this moment in time. He's picked up another injury that's going to get him out for a couple of weeks. There's a bit of a disturbance going on in the park end away to our right-hand side. I don't know if there's a legal issue. I think a fan appears to be being marched out at this moment in time. I don't know if that's an undercover red who's been taken out of the exits, but it's not a particularly great look anyway over on that far side. Manchester United lead by 4-2 against Sheffield United. Rasmus Højlund has got his first goal in 8 games for club and country, with 5 minutes to go at Old Trafford. It looks like the points will be secure for Manchester United, just.
I think Tsimikas looks as though he's joining Gomez as well, just in the technical area there.
Change of fullbacks then for Liverpool for the final 8 minutes of the game. We'll hear from Erik ten Hag in the sports bar. We'll hear from Jurgen Klopp in the sports bar. We'll hear from Everton manager Sean Dyche, at the moment looking to be an Everton manager that finally wins a home derby. Elliott into the box, looking to tease it into the area, and the goalkeeper for Everton, Pickford, comes out, stretches his arms into the sky and collects it. I mean, Everton, I mentioned, haven't won a derby for 14 years. None of Everton's last 7 permanent managers have won a derby here, and this is Sean Dyche's first Goodison derby.
Well, he'll be absolutely delighted with this, I'm sure. Not just because it's Liverpool. It's a valuable 3 points.
One back by Ghana. It's been a terrific performance, and there'll be a few Everton supporters asking the question that Adrian posed at half-time. Why is it taken to a game like this for it to come out of the team? Surely they could have put more points on the board. Doucouré's gone down on the edge of the Liverpool penalty area. The ball is taken clear by Godfrey on the far side. Run out of play. It goes out for a throw. Doucouré's still down. They want treatment for him. Goal at Palace. Talksport, Ian Abraham.
Palace 2, Newcastle 0. This will settle it for Palace, who deserve it. Good play by Will Hughes, left-hand side, Sam, for your favourite player, Jean-Philippe Mateta, to get his second of the game. 4 inside 3 days. That's not bad. Palace 2, Newcastle 0.
Alexander-Arnold is off, so is Robertson. Gomez and Tsimikas are on. It's full-time at Molineux. Talksport, Adam Bridge.
Wolves 0, Bournemouth 1 is how it finishes. Semenyo's goal separates the two sides. Plenty of drama, though. A good goal from Hwang, ruled out by man of the moment, Stuart Atwell, after a foul off the ball by Cunha on Kluivert. We then had a red card for Kirkes, and then the last throws of the game, Kilman popped it in the back of the net from a ball in. The offside flag went up. VAR checked it for an age. It was no goal. Up to 10th now for Bournemouth. Wolves 0, Bournemouth 1.
6 minutes to go here. 2-0 to Everton. The top of the table is looking very interesting. But what about the chase for a European place? Manchester United coming from behind twice to win today, and Newcastle's defeat away at Crystal Palace means they jump above Newcastle into 6th position. They could be in the Conference League next year, Manchester United. Here is Elliott trying to steer it forward up towards the left edge of the area, and it's cleared away. Here is Ender into Quansah. Quansah strides over halfway, plays it back into the middle of the centre circle, out wide towards the left. And Chelsea 32 points and 47, are 6 points behind Manchester United with a game in hand. West Ham might have something to say about those European places as well. Newcastle still won't be finished yet. It'll be an interesting race at the end of the campaign. 5 minutes to go before the end of the match. Manchester United winners tonight. Bournemouth winners tonight. Palace winners tonight. Are Everton going to join them? Here is Calvert-Lewin, who tries to get beyond Endo, who takes his legs away, and it's a free kick in front of the centre circle. It remains 2-0.
Yeah, Everton will take an eternity with this free kick. Calvert-Lewin taking a while to get up, and they'll be happy just to keep rolling the clock down as it stands in 5 minutes or so of normal time.
Jordan Pickford taking an age over this free kick, as was suggested. Everton have been generally pretty poor at home. Poor home form has been an issue for some time. Since the start of the 21-22 season, no ever-present Premier League team has taken fewer home points or lost more games on their own patch than Everton. And it's been like this for a while. Everton's 4 worst ever seasons for home points have been in this decade. But this result will do so much. It takes them out of the threat of relegation, and it kills off Liverpool's hopes of a title race. And there'll be a few bragging rights that have switched to the blue half of the city. They haven't had much to shout about over the last decade or so, but they'll be shouting tomorrow if it stays like this. 2-0 the score in Everton's favour. Finished at the CBS Arena. Jeff Peters.
Hull have beaten Coventry 3-2. Noah Ohio off the bench to score a late winner. Now 3 points behind West Brom and Norwich in the playoffs with 2 games left. Coventry twice came from behind through Palmer and Thomas to cancel out goals from Philogene and Carvalho. Coventry 2, Hull 3.
Wataru Endo just took Liverpool's hopes into his hands then by kicking out at James Garner, edge of the area. It was about a centimetre outside the box, and I tell you what, he was very, very lucky.
Yeah, he was. As I say, he was just undone by some really good footwork there, but this is in a very interesting position for a left footer.
There's a few of those on the pitch, and they're arguing about who is going to get the responsibility to take it.
I think McNeil's walking away from it, which I find quite surprising.
Jack Harrison and Ashley Young are taking charge. Listen to this noise. There's not much keeping this roof up anymore. It might come off, you know, when the full-time whistle goes. Here's Ashley Young ballooning it into the Howard Kendall Gladys Street. It wasn't the best of free kicks. He touched it to Harrison, got it back, and then just, well, I mean, it was wild, wasn't it?
That was nailed on for McNeil to shoot. It really was.
Everton 2, Liverpool 0 on Talksport with Enterprise Rendercar. Whatever the mission, home or away, Enterprise helps over 120,000 people every day. Ball cleared up towards the near side. I wonder what Arne Slot is thinking watching this tonight as he negotiates the possibility of taking over Liverpool from Jurgen Klopp at the end of the season. I wonder if he was hoping that his new team, the possibility of taking over this team, a team that might be champions. I'm not sure they're going to be now. Here's Elliott into the box. Far side is Tsimikas. A poor header by him, and it's prodded away by Godfrey on the edge of the 6-yard box and out for a corner on the far side. 89 minutes on the clock. Another corner in front of the Bullens Road stand opposite us. The Greek Tsimikas will take it. He's got 5-6 to aim at inside the penalty area, including Van Dijk. It's aimed towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Van Dijk going up there. Branthwaite again gets it clear. Elliott with a volley, tipped over the top by a flying Pickford. Got up just underneath his crossbar. Fingertipped the ball over the top, and it's out for another corner.
Yeah, Elliott done well there. Just let it come down, and as Terry Venables used to say, it's a lick of a paintbrush of a shot dipping under the crossbar.
Here is Tsimikas with the delivery into the near post. It travels a long way. Van Dijk didn't get there. It's cleared out to the far side. Back from Tsimikas into the box. Van Dijk trying to stay in there. Onana away. Further cleared by Ashley Young, left edge of the area. And Liverpool tidy it up and come forward again. 5 minutes of added time at the end of the 90. With Liverpool behind by 2-0. It's with Gomez into the box. Flicked on towards the far post. Here's Tsimikas. There's a foul on Harrison. The free kick is given for Everton inside the area, and it's going to waste more precious seconds. As we mentioned, 5 minutes of added time have now been confirmed by the assistant down in front of us. Klopp said yesterday during his press conference that he was very positive in a strange way, despite the fact that their destiny was out of their hands. Well, it's so far removed from their hands now, and it's been taken out of their hands even further by Everton, their nearest and not so dearest. The Everton fans will love this. Spoiling the Liverpool party, spoiling the prospect of a trophy for Klopp at the end of the campaign. He has got one in the bag already. Here is Calvert-Lewin running in behind into the penalty area, wins the ball ahead of Tsimikas, taken on by Harrison. Back to Calvert-Lewin, far side, chased by McAllister, who gets in front of him down by the corner flag, goes out for a goal kick away to our left-hand side.
Well, the question you asked me previous to the game starting was, is Calvert-Lewin fit? Well, he certainly answered that, hasn't he? Led the line really well.
The other thing I asked you right at the top was, how important is it to manage your emotions in the game in a match like this? And you said it's incredibly important. What they've done, Everton, is they've harnessed the emotion in the ground so well.
They certainly have. As I say, their endeavours on a pitch raise the terraces and the noise in the terraces, getting people off their seats, so important.
Nunez out to the far side, tucks it into the path of Luis Diaz, then to Van Dijk. The Liverpool fans being taunted by the Everton supporters now. Everton know that they're moments away from victory. 3 minutes to go. Ball into the box by Gomez. Away by Harrison, not the best of headers. Better from Onana, who gets it out of the box. Taken down by the Colombian Diaz, but Calvert-Lewin does really well. Then gives it away. Diaz has got it. Moves forward, tries to wriggle past two challenges. Picked up by Ashley Young, who looks to run away. Gets blocked off by Gomez. Doucouré's got the ball. Foul given against Gomez. Free kick for Ashley Young. Going to be a yellow card for Luis Diaz. I think that was for malcontent. Another yellow card as well. Who was the second one for? I think it might have been Alexis McAllister, who's barking at the referee. Dominic Calvert-Lewin gets a standing ovation as he's replaced by Youssef Chermiti. He has scored the clinching goal. Only his 7th of the season. He's back to being the top scorer. He draws applause from all four sides of the ground. He leapt so high as a kite. And he's replaced by Chermiti for the final few moments of this game. It was McAllister, the yellow card. That's confirmed. And Liverpool are more worried though about what is to come. Their game against West Ham on Saturday becomes a match that doesn't carry the significance that it did beforehand for them. They know that they'll have to keep winning and hope, but their hope might have faded. Here is McNeil tussling with Endo, challenged by Gomez. Out to the near side it goes. Elliott picks it up, clips it down the left. It's now on to Virgil van Dijk, who steams up to the halfway line, releases Tsimikas. No chance of a comeback, is there, with 30 seconds to go? I wouldn't have thought so, not even from Liverpool, whose powers of recovery have been supreme over the season. But it looks like over the last couple of weeks, with defeats to Crystal Palace, eliminations at the hands of Atalanta in the Europa League, and now defeat in a Merseyside derby at Goodison Park, that it might all be over. Salah on the twist, gets a shot away, it's saved by Pickford, one for the cameras. Ball out of play, Everton throw, time ticking away. That's the 5 minutes. Everton's chances of relegation were rated less than 1% before tonight. They're probably unmeasurable now. This is safety right here. And they have done immeasurable damage to Liverpool's hopes of regaining the 10th Premier League title that they last won in 2019. 20. Ball out of play on this near side. Andy Madley wants the throw-in to be taken. There's going to be a huge roar when this full-time whistle goes. 96 minutes have been played. There it is. Will this be remembered as the night Everton torpedoed Liverpool's title hopes and saved themselves at the same time? This lot thinks so, and it is eminently possible that they are right. Jared Branthwaite and Dominic Calvert-Lewin have scored the goals that are probably their most significant goals of the season. And it's one that not only benefits just Everton, who should be safe now, but Arsenal and Manchester City too. Liverpool have had a bad couple of weeks, punished by Palace, outwitted by Atalanta. And now their hopes of giving Jurgen Klopp the ultimate send-off have evaporated at Everton. Greeted with glee by Goodison, Everton have beaten Liverpool by 2-0.
Brilliant from Everton. These fans have waited a long time to see their team beat Liverpool at Goodison Park. David Moyes was in charge last time it happened, and the fans have been singing for some time now, you lost the league at Goodison Park. And it looks that way. Let me just tell you what's happening at the top of the table. Arsenal 77 points from 34 games. Liverpool 74 points from 34. Manchester City 73 from 32. City at Brighton tomorrow. Live and exclusive on Talksport. We're pretty much ruling Liverpool out this title race, aren't we? You can have your say on the sports bar, which is coming up 03717 223344 at the other end of the table. It's looking good for Everton. This was their game in hand. Well, they're now on 33 points from 34 games. That's 7 points ahead of Forest, who played the same amount of games. And it's 8 points ahead of the bottom three. Luton Town 25 from 34, Everton 33 from 34. Surely Everton are safe. Not mathematically, but they're not going to let it slide from here. And Stuart Pearce, if they keep playing like that between now and the end of the season, there will be no doubt, because they gave more than 100%, every single Everton player.
Collectively, they were brilliant. They won every challenge. They won every header in the box, which was important. It won them the game. And tactically, they got it right today. And when Liverpool did breach their back line, they never got their lines right or their finishes right. And Everton deserved to win tonight.
I've got to say, I've just seen a little bit of a hug between a couple of Everton players. Ben Godfrey is one of them. And listen, Ben Godfrey and Dominic Calvert-Lewin, let's talk about them very quickly. Ben Godfrey, some incredible challenges to keep Liverpool out, especially in the first half. He's not always in the Everton team. Comes in, bears no grudges, wants to show the manager and the fans, I am committed to the cause, and he absolutely was.
He certainly was. The whole of that back four was splendid, but Godfrey's goal line clearance in the first half was so important to the cause. if that would have gone over the line, this result could have gone anyway. But it's little things like that. It's challenges, it's that extra yard, it's covering your mate that's got Everton over the line. All the things that Dyche instills in his team.
I want to say something about Dominic Calvert-Lewin as well. I've heard people on Talksport question him, question his commitment, question his character because he's injured a lot. Well, he's shown tonight what his character is. We weren't expecting him to play because he's been injured, coming back from an injury. He goes straight into the team because they need him, because Beto got a bad injury at the weekend. Calvert-Lewin comes in, leads the line superbly, is absolutely magnificent, tops it off with a brilliant goal to seal the victory. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, 10 out of 10 for me tonight.
Yeah, he led the line fantastically well. He got his goal. He chased lost causes for his team. He was a permanent thorn in the side of the Liverpool back line. And, you know, listen, he'll go. He went out the game late on, being substituted, but his work was done at that stage.
Magnificent from Everton, and some of those players down there are still thoroughly enjoying the moment. Abdoulaye Doucouré have been playing with the Everton fans, if you like, who are staying en masse, and they've made a hell of a noise. And you know, Sean Dyche asked them to make it a bear pit tonight. It was a bear pit full of noise and passion and excitement. The fans and the players did their bit tonight. It was on and off the pitch they won this game.
Yeah, they certainly did. Listen, no one's left a stand of an Everton persuasion tonight. They're in here, they're singing along. You can see what it means to these fans, you know what I mean? They've beaten their local rivals. That doesn't happen very often. The performance is something they can be very, very proud of this evening.